welcome to the past paper discussion on science for levels. And so basically to run you all through in the next couple of hours as to what I'll be doing. Okay, so before that I'll introduce myself. So I'm Ashraf Sherifo and I'm a third year medical student at the Faculty of Medical Sciences of the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. And yes, so in the next couple of hours, what we'll be doing is, I think you all have already been sent two papers. One is the Royal College, that is the third term test paper, and the other one is the Northwestern Province third term test paper. So basically, during today's session, what I'll be doing is I'll be discussing both the MCQs, right? And yeah, for one batch, your O levels, if I'm not mistaken, are around the corner, right? You all have only a couple of weeks left for your O levels. So targeting them and also the grade 11 and the grade 10 kids, we will do what we can and we'll see how things go, right? So if there's any question anywhere, or if I tell something wrong, or if my calculation is wrong, or if my answer is wrong, or if you feel that some other answer is better, just unmute your microphone and let me know, right? We'll get this as a more interactive session where we all can talk together and, we'll try to solve our problems together. Right. So then today I'll be focusing more on the MCQs because as you all know, in your O-level paper, the final paper, you'll have 40 marks for your MCQs and you have 60 marks for your paper 2, right? Paper 2 is where you write and they give you marks and you score. While paper 1 is you can get direct marks in paper 1 because in paper 1, if your MCQ is correct, you get 1 mark. And if your MCQ is wrong, you get 1 less mark. But in your paper 2, you are never sure whether you will be able to get full marks for that particular question. So because of that, what I believe and what I strongly recommend you guys is try to score the maximum in your MCQ paper, right? So if you are a person who's going to target for an A, right, A, 75 marks, at least you should have 32 marks for your MCQ paper, right? 32 out of 40 for your MCQ paper, then you can, sure your A, right? But there are situations where people with, even 35, not 35, you know, 5 less. Can you hear me? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
Uh, yeah, right. Because one person said can't hear. Like, okay. So what I was telling is like, if you all want to target an A for your A levels, sorry, for your O levels, which is 75 marks, can't hear it seems. I think, uh, can someone kindly tell me whether you all can hear me? Unmute your account again. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we
Sir.
can.
Yes, I can
Can you?
hear.
Right. Okay. So that particular person, please check your audio because the others can hear. Right. Perfect. So now what I was telling is, if you want 75 marks to get your A, okay, to get your A, the 75 marks, at least 32 marks you should have for your paper 1, right? So let's say someone has 32 marks for paper 1, so 32, 42, 52, 62, 72, and another 3 marks. So 43 marks you will have to score from paper 2, that is 43 out of 60. Getting 43 out of 60 is not a big deal, right? So what I want to strongly suggest you all, brothers and sisters, is try to score the maximum you can from your MCQ marks. And scoring for MCQs is the easiest place to score, right? Because now let's say, now once we discuss each MCQs, you all will understand this, right? Now let's say, for example, you have an MCQ, you don't know the answer. You have an MCQ, you don't know the answer. So even if you don't know the answer, you can cut the wrong ones because you have 4 choices name. You can cut the wrong ones and you can choose the best answer. That is one way. Now, these are like small tips I wanted to share with you all before we go into the paper, right? So you all can cut the wrong ones and choose the correct answer. That's one way. And let's say some other way, if you are really good at guessing, කනේ පාරක් දාන්න පුළුවන් අපිට. Right? So you can guess and put tuck pick. So you have a chance of 25% to get the answer correct. So because of that, Nangimali, how hard the paper is, never lose hope on your MCQ paper, right? Because normally the MCQ paper is set up to a standard that all students can attempt, right? It will not be very easy, nor will it be very hard. So it will be in the middle range. You will have questions that are very easy. You'll have moderate questions and you'll have questions that are very hard. And another one small advice for your MCQ paper before we move on to the questions is, now when you do your MCQs and you see a question that is tough, for God's sake, leave that question and move forward. And mark that question, right? Now, let's say, for example, I'm doing question 1, 2, 3, some extent I can do. Question number 4, I don't know anything. So you mark question number 4 in your brief paper and you mark question number 4 in your question paper, skip that, go to question number 5, right? So that is one way as to how you can save your. And be cautious and be very careful, because I know a couple of students who have marked it correctly in their question paper, but when they transfer the answers to the grade paper, they mark it wrong. So because of that, my best advice is, as you mark your answer in the question paper, mark it in the grade paper also, right? Because if you leave one question, again, එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් එහෙම අතාරියොත්, and you go for the next, after that, all the questions will go wrong. So because of that, once you mark your answer in the question paper, translate to the grade paper. Cool. And with that, we will move on to the questions. So first, now I have sent you all two papers, right? One is the Royal College paper, and the second one is the Northwestern Province paper. So if I am to comment on both the papers, there were slight mistakes in both the papers. We'll be discussing all the MCQs. Royal College paper is a very standard paper, and I would not say it's a very difficult paper, but somewhat of a difficult paper. While the Northwestern Province paper is a slightly easier paper. So first we will go to the Royal College paper, we'll discuss the paper, and then we'll go to the Northwestern Province paper. Right. If there's anything that you all want, you can put it either in the chat or you can even, unmute and tell. We will discuss stuff and get together. Right. What is the structure and functional unit of the main organ that carries out nitrogenous excreta of man? Right. So here, what are the key things that we need to know in the question? Structural and functional unit. So the structural and functional unit of life is known as the cell that carries out the nitrogenous excretion. Normally, nitrogenous excretion is done by the kidneys. So the question is asking, what are the types of cells that we can find in the kidney? So the type of cells that you find in the kidney is what? The nephron. So the first answer is nephron. Next one, if it is too fast also, just let me know, right? What is the SI unit of energy? It's joules. It's direct. Huh? You all don't need to think a lot in this question. So if we look at the other responses that are given, volt is for potential difference. Volt is for potential difference. Joule per second. Joule per second is for power. Okay. A joule per second is joule divided by time. So energy per unit time is what? Power. Then we have kg ms minus 2. This is for force. This is also equal to newtons. And this is the unit for force. How did I get it? F equal ma. F equal ma. The unit for mass is kilogram. The unit for acceleration is ms minus 2. So kilogram into ms minus 2, you will get kg ms minus 2. So the answer to the second one will be joules. Okay. Third one, particles that are described as nucleons. So what are nucleons? Nucleons are the subatomic particles that are located in the nucleus of an atom. So in an atom, in the middle you have a nucleus and then you have shells around it. So who are the people who are there inside the nucleus? They are the nucleons. So we have protons and neutrons in the nucleus. So protons and neutrons inside the nucleus is known as nucleon. Okay. Then we move on to question number 4. Propane bonds and form carbon dioxide and water as shown in the equation. Right. We need to balance the equation. Okay. So for this, I'll take my whiteboard. Right. You all can see the blackboard also, right?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Right. Now, look at this. Propane C3H8 burns with oxygen to give you carbon dioxide and water. Now this is the equation we need to balance. Okay, right. So when you have to balance an equation, first, now since you all are in the O-level stage, we will go through atoms. So on the left-hand side, the number of carbon atoms is 3, number of hydrogen atoms is 8, number of oxygen atoms is 2. On the right-hand side, carbon is 1, hydrogen is 2, and oxygen is 2 from carbon dioxide, 1 from water, you get 3. Right. Now we will balance one by one. Now if I need to balance carbon, on the right-hand side, I have to multiply by 3. Then I'll get 3, so 3 carbon dioxide. So because of this, is there any change to the number of hydrogen? Is there any change to the number of hydrogen? I'm talking about the right hand. No. Now count the number of oxygen. So from this set, we get 6 oxygen. From this set, we get 1 oxygen. Okay. So now the new number of oxygen is 7. Okay. Water. If I multiply this side by 4, I can balance the hydrogen. Right. Now what is the new number of oxygen? May take a 6, no change. But here 4. So 6 and 4 will give you 10. Now come to oxygen. This side we have 2, this side we have 10. So if I multiply this by 5, I will get 10. 5. So what will be the final answer? Now there is nothing here, so this is 1, 5, 3, 4. 1, 5, 3, 4. 1, 5, 3, 4. Answer is the second one. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Next one, which is the correct statement regarding the organelle given below? What is an organelle now? They are the structures that are found within the cell.
Screen, can't see the screen.
You all can't see the screen. Is it the same for everyone?
No,
Can you all
sir.
see?
No, sir, we
Sorry?
can see.
I can see it.
Can you all see the screen?
We can see, sir.
Sir,
Yeah, we
can't
can
see
see.
the screen. Screen. No, sir.
Please change your display.
Wait. Now can you all see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes,
I can.
Can neither. Okay. What is the correct statement regarding the cell organelle that is given below? Okay. So what is an organelle? Organelles are smaller structures that are located within the cell. So what is this organelle? Now, what are the organelles you all know? Can you all unmute and tell me? What are the organelles that you all know? Can you all unmute and tell me? What are the organelles that you all know?
Mitochondria.
Mitochondria, yes. Anything else?
Ribosome.
Ribosome,
Golgi
good.
complex.
Golgi complex, good.
RER.
Okay.
ARIA, rough endoplasmic reticulum.
Vacuole.
Cell membrane.
Okay, vacuole, cell membrane. Okay, so looking
DPS.
at the
RFS, WFS.
okay, good. Okay. So now from the list that you all gave me, this structure is resembled by whom? The ribosome. Very good. Because Golgi looks something like this. Golgi will look like this. Something like the shape of the Golgi complex. Okay. Then your endoplasmic reticulums will look like this. Okay. Mitochondria will look like this. This is how mitochondria will look. So the best thing that you can get into a conclusion here is this is the ribosome. So what will the ribosome do? Ribosome is important in protein synthesis. So this is important in protein synthesis. Answer is the fourth one. Right. Next one. What is the situation where multiple collinear forces act in opposite direction? Right. Now we'll look at the answers one by one. Tug of war. In a tug of war, you know that one side will pull to this direction while the other side will move to this direction. So the two forces are opposite in direction. Eka harini. Forces are opposite in direction. What do you mean by collinear? Collinear means the line of action of the two forces. Now you know that when we have a force, the force will have a line of action like this. Okay. So the meaning of collinear forces is the line of action of both the forces should be the same. Right? Same line of action. Nazim Ali, could if you all can, unmute the microphone. Sorry, if you all can mute your microphone, and unless there's a question, you all can unmute and say. Okay, thank you. Right, now look at this. One force goes to this direction, the other force goes to this direction. What is there? Miyagi line of action is like this, in blue. The other one's line of action is okay. What is the situation where multiple collinear forces act in opposite direction? Multiple collinear forces act in opposite direction. Okay. So what do you mean by collinear forces? As I mentioned, right. So what do you mean by collinear forces? If we have two forces and the line of action of both the forces are the same, that means both forces meet at one place, we call it collinear forces, right? So when you have multiple collinear forces acting in opposite direction, we look at the answers. The first one, tug of war. So in a tug of war, many people will pull in this direction. Many people will pull in this direction. And many people will pull in this direction also. So can you see all the forces have the same line of action? This is the line of action. And the forces are in opposite direction. And the forces are in opposite direction. So therefore, tug of war is correct. Because why? We have a lot of forces, multiple forces, opposite direction forces, collinear, that means their line of action is the same. Okay, right. When you pull a fishing net, forces act only in one direction because we need to pull, no? So it is not an opposite direction force. So because of that, it's wrong. When you try to push a stopping car, you have to push in the same direction. So therefore, there we don't have opposite direction forces. Hanging fluorescent lamp. So if you take a fluorescent lamp that is hanging, downwards we have the weight of the lamp. And let's say this lamp is attached to the ceiling by a string or maybe a wire. And upwards you have tension. So here weight and tension have the same line of action. Line of action is the same. So they are collinear. Opposite direction, that is also correct. But are they multiple forces? Are they multiple forces? Here, in this scenario, we have only two forces. Not multiple. Multiple can go dark, more than two. So since we don't have multiple forces, hanging fluorescent lamp is a wrong answer. So therefore, the answer for question number 6 is answer number 1. Question number 6, answer is answer number 1. Now we move on to question number 7. Which of the following has polar covalent bonds? So what are the type of bonds you all know? One is ionic bond and another one is covalent bond. So in an ionic bond, we have two atoms. One person gives the electron, the other person accepts the electron. That's a simple thing of ionic bond. In covalent bonds, we have two atoms, both of them share the electron. Okay. So when does a bond become polar? When we have two different atoms, let's say A and B in a covalent bond, then we get a polar bond. When the two atoms are the same, we get non-polar bond. So oxygen, same. So therefore it is a non-polar bond. HF is a polar bond.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Please, can you repeat this question?
Which question you want me to repeat?
The seventh question. You know, you're explaining this question.
Right. Okay. So which of the following has a polar covalent bond? Okay. So what do you know about bonds? Now there are basically two types of bonds. One is ionic bond and the other one is covalent bond. Ionic bond කියලා කියන්නේ we have two atoms. Let's say A and B. One person gives out an electron and the other person will accept this electron. That is what you mean by ionic bond. What do you mean by covalent bond? We have two atoms. They share the electron between them. They share the electron between them. Okay. Now that is types of bonds. What do you mean by polar? When we have a bond that is made by two different atoms, let's say A and B, there is a concept called electronegativity. You all learn that in O levels. Can someone please let me know? Did you all learn something called electronegativity?
Yes, sir.
In grade 10, sir.
Right, perfect.
Yeah.
So if the electronegativity of two atoms are different, when the electronegativity of two atoms are different, there we have a polar bond. If the electronegativity of the two atoms are the same, there we have a non-polar bond. I repeat. Now we have two atoms. Okay, let's say A and B. Let's say electronegativity of A is 1. Just for your this thing up. If the electronegativity of A is 1, okay, electronegativity of B is let's say 0.5. Now can someone tell me if A and B form a bond, will the bond be polar or non-polar?
Non-polar.
Non-polar. A has an electronegativity of 1. B has an electronegativity of 0.5. Okay. Now if A and B are to form a bond between them, the bond will be polar or non-polar?
Polar.
Polar. Very good. Why? Because the electronegativity is different. I mean, different electronegativity. We have an electronegativity difference of 0.5. Now let's say if I have an atom X that has electronegativity of 0.71 and if I have another atom Y with an electronegativity of 0.71. Now tell me XY bond, is it polar or non-polar?
Non-polar.
Non-polar. Very, very good. Why? Because the electronegativity is different. That's simple. So here, now look at this oxygen. Two oxygens are like this. Same atom, same electronegativity. So therefore it is a non-polar bond. But hydrogen and fluorine, they are two different atoms. Because of that, they become polar. H2 is also like that. HH. N2 is also like that. NN. Same electronegativity. Okay. So the answer for the seventh one will be answer number 2. Eighth one. Following characteristics were observed in a certain cell type. There is a cavity in the middle of the cell. Lignin is present in cell wall. Can someone tell me what is the tissue where lignin is present? What is the tissue where lignin is present? Sclerenchyma. Very good. So, you know, there are three basic tissues now: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Out of that, sclerenchyma has lignin. Now, can someone tell me out of the 4 answers, which is a sclerenchyma type?
Sclerites.
Right.
Sclerites. Very good. What is the other type of sclerenchyma you have? One is sclerites, other one is
Sclerenchyma fiber.
sclerenchyma fibers. Excellent. One is sclerites and other one is sclerenchyma fibers. So even if you don't know, now let's say I'm doing this MCQ for the first time. Now these are the tricks I'm telling you all. I don't know about this cavity in the middle of the cell. Maybe I didn't study or something. But I know that lignin is then sclerenchyma. So you look at the 4 answers, there is only one answer with sclerenchyma. So therefore your answer will be answer number 4. 10th one, displacement time graph of motion of an object. What is the type of, the motion nature in time ranges up to 0 to 10, 10 to 20. Right. So in the displacement time graph, the gradient will give you what? Velocity. So from 0 to 10, gradient is the same. So therefore we have constant velocity. Okay. What is the value of the constant velocity? You take the gradient. 40 divided by 10. 40 divided by 10 is 4ms minus 1. This part 10 to 20, it is at rest. Why? Because this is a displacement time graph. So the first portion is a uniform velocity, second portion is rest. Answer is answer number 2. 10th one, some of the bioprocesses are given below. Reaction where biocatalyst is used. Can someone give me another name or another term for biocatalyst?
Enzymes.
Enzymes, excellent. So in these 4 processes, which one needs enzymes? The fourth one. Converting starch to maltose is done by an enzyme known as amylase.
Amylase.
Very good. Amylase. So amylase is an enzyme, and because of that, the answer will be the answer to question number 10 will be answer number 4, amylase. So these are very easy questions, huh? So now you have biology, chemistry, physics. No? So out of that, biology is memorizing. No? So most of the biology MCQs that you get will be direct questions. Okay, unless you know they give you a very tough question. Normally, what comes in your papers is very direct biology questions. So therefore, in biology questions, don't try to spend time. I mean, don't waste your time in biology questions. While for physics and chemistry, there's more thinking, there's more calculation. So you need to spend more time in those things. So because of that, you know, you have to use your time very wisely. Several levels of mercury barometer A, B, C, D, E. Which of the following is the atmospheric pressure? Right. If I consider atmospheric pressure to be P naught, the pressure that acts here is P naught. Okay. No one has a problem with that now. The pressure at the same horizontal level. That means if I take a pressure of this point, that is also P naught. Is that okay? So now this is vacuum because it's a mercury barometer. So if it is vacuum, the pressure inside a vacuum is 0. So if I want to write an equation for P naught, H rho gravity, what is the H I have to use? This is the H. This is the H. So BC, H will be BC into rho for mercury, rho of mercury into gravity. So the question is asking what is the height we have to use? BC. Answer number 2. Okay. For 12, answer is answer number 2. Okay. Next one. 3 metal bands, 3 iron metal bands are connected with 3 metals, zinc, copper, and lead respectively. Which ion is always formed when these bands come into contact with water and oxygen? This is a very good question. Okay. Till question number 11, does anyone have any question? I'll give you 1 minute. Ask any question you have. Till question number 11, does anyone have any question?
No, sir, we are good.
Perfect. Right. Now, we will move on to the next question. Now, in that question, they are telling like this. You have an iron nail, right? You have an iron nail. Now, I will use some colors, okay, here. Let's say iron nail is red. Oh, no, let's say iron nail. For the three nails, for one of the one iron nail, you are coating it with zinc copper lead. One you are coating with zinc, the other one you are coating with lead, and the other one you are coating with copper. Okay, now this is the scenario. And all three you are giving it water and oxygen. So you know water and oxygen are the factors that are needed for rusting. Okay, now these are theory points. Water and oxygen are the things you need for rusting. Now, in nature, in all three situations, rusting should take place. But you know that in the activity series, if we coat iron, with a metal that is above iron in the activity series, iron will not rust. Let's say if you coat it with someone on top, let's say, I come and coat this iron with zinc, iron will not rust. What is the name of this phenomenon? Can someone tell me? If you coat iron with a metal that is above iron in activity. Sorry, I could not hear.
Cathodic protection.
Very good. The correct term I wanted is cathodic protection. That means if you coat iron with a person who is above iron in the activity series, iron will not undergo oxidation. Instead, one of these people will undergo oxidation. That is what we call cathodic protection. Now tell me, in the first instance, will you get cathodic protection or not? Now tell me, in the first instance, that is iron with zinc, will you get cathodic protection?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. So here you have cathodic protection. So who will undergo oxidation, iron or zinc?
Zinc.
Who will undergo
Zinc.
zinc? So zinc will undergo oxidation to give you Zn2. Okay. In the second instance, is there cathodic protection?
No, sir.
No,
No,
sir.
there is no cathodic protection. So who will undergo the oxidation?
Iron.
And
Okay, then. So iron will give you Fe2+. Third instance, do you have cathodic protection?
No.
No, sir.
No.
No. So there also similarly we will get Fe2+. So if someone undergoes oxidation, the partner should undergo reduction. So in corrosion, what is the cathodic reaction? Water will react with oxygen to give you OH minus, right? Water will react with oxygen to give you OH minus. So if you need to balance this, 4, 2, and 4. So in all the situations, you will get OH minus form. Here also OH minus, here also OH minus, here also OH minus. Okay, because this is a common cathode. Because cathode is not changing for everyone. Only the anode will change. So therefore, what is the ion that we will get in common in all the three situations? Can someone tell me? In all three
OH
situations,
minus ions.
OH minus ions. Very good. So the answer for that question is OH minus ions. Answer for that question is OH minus ions. I hope you all understand this question.
How did you get that OH minus?
Sorry.
How did you get that OH minus?
Why? Because now these people are undergoing oxidation, no? So then there should be a partner to undergo reduction. So who will undergo reduction in corrosion? Who is the cathode in corrosion? Water and oxygen. Because we are giving water and oxygen, no? The question is valid. So water will react with oxygen to give you OH minus by taking in 4 electrons. Is it clear? The cathodic reaction.
Yes.
Perfect. So now this question is a bit tricky, no? You need time to think. So because of that earlier I told you on Nangimali, when you get a biology question, try to answer it within the least amount of time possible. So that for questions that you have to think like this, you can spend more time. Hurry. Consider the following statement regarding human anaerobic respiration. Can someone tell me what are the two types of anaerobic respiration in humans? There are two types.
Aerobic. Anaerobic. Lactic acids. Lactic
Now,
and alcohol fermentation.
very good. One is alcohol fermentation and other one is lactic acid fermentation. Always, now in alcohol fermentation, what is formed finally? Ethanol. In lactic acid fermentation, what is formed finally? Lactic acid. So always ethyl alcohol and now here ethanol and carbon dioxide both are produced. Huh? So here always ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide are produced. That is false. Not always, no. I mean, sometimes lactic acid fermentation will take place. Sometimes ethyl alcohol fermentation will take place. There is no rule to say that always alcohol fermentation will take place. So therefore this is wrong. There is a high gain in ATP. It's false. Now, when you consider aerobic and anaerobic, always keep in mind, Nangimali, more ATP is produced in aerobic respiration. More ATP is produced in aerobic respiration. You all don't need to know why, because when you come for A-level biology, you all have those calculations, right? So for now, just know that aerobic respiration වලදී තමයි ගොඩක්ම ATP ටික නිෂ්පාදනය වෙන්නේ. Okay. Third one, glucose becomes lactic acid. In lactic acid fermentation, lactic acid is formed. So therefore, that is correct. So your answer will be only C. Fourth answer. Answer will be only C. Fourth answer. 14th one, two vessels containing 44 grams of carbon dioxide, 32 grams of oxygen, which is a statement correct regarding number of carbon dioxide and oxygen molecules. Right. What is the molecular mass of carbon dioxide? Sorry, molar mass?
44.
44.
44
1 gram per mole.
gram per mole. Very good. Oxygen?
32.
22.
Gram per mole. Very good. So, number of moles of carbon dioxide is equal to mass divided by molar mass. Mass of carbon dioxide is 44. Molar mass is also 44. So, what is the number of moles? 1 mole. Number of moles of oxygen is mass divided by molar mass. Mass is 32. Molar mass is also 32. So, that is also 1 mole. So, 1 mole means how many molecules? You know, number of molecules is equal to number of moles into the Avogadro's constant. The number of moles is 1, Avogadro's constant 6.022 to 10 to the power 23. So for both of them, number of molecules is the same. How much? Both vessels contain 6.022 10 to the power 23 moles. Answer is the first one. Okay. These are very simple calculations. Huh? Key structural component of plant. Can somebody give me the answer for that? 15th one. These are easy ones. That's why I wanted you all to answer.
Cellulose.
Cellulose.
Cellulose, very good. Very good, cellulose. Glycogen is found only in animal muscles and animal liver. Protein, of course, you can find it everywhere. Lipid also you can find it everywhere. But key structural component is cellulose. Where is cellulose mainly found in plants?
Cell wall.
Cell wall, very good. Next question, equivalent resistance. Now this is also a very easy question. Now, look at this, I'm highlighting. What is the equivalent resistance of this purple band? Can someone tell me? Between A and C.
2 ohms.
2 ohms. Very good. Why 2 ohms? 1 and 1 are connected in what type? Series or parallel?
Series.
Very good. Series. So between A and C, on top I can put 2. The middle one, there is no problem. I take it the same. No. The below one, that is now in, let's say this one, green one. What is the equivalent resistance?
2 ohms.
2 ohms. Very good. Now you know that A and C are parallel. So 1 over R is equal to 1 over 2 plus 1 over 2 plus 1 over 1. So 1 over R, I'll write it here. 1 over R is equal to, this is 1. 1 over R is equal to 2. So R equal to 1 over 2, half. So the answer will be answer number 3. Now this is easy process. Huh? Name the tissues that contribute to transportation and translocation. Now normally the term transportation, we use it for transportation of water. Okay. Translocation is the term we use for food. For, transportation of food, we call it translocation. Now tell me, water transportation takes place mainly by what tissue?
Xylem tissue.
Xylem. Food is transported mainly by?
Phloem.
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 Very good. So the answer will be xylem. Sorry. Respectively, first xylem will come, then phloem will come. Compound MX2 has ionic bonds. Which of the following statements are true regarding M and X? Right. MX2. Now this is a bit of a tricky one. Just, have a look at the question. Pay attention carefully. MX2. What is the valency of M? What is the valency of M?
2.
2.
What is the valency of X?
1.
1. Okay. Now, if valency of M is 2. What is the group of 2? Group number?
2.
2.
If the valency of X is 1, what is the group of X? There can be two answers for it.
1.
1 or 7?
1 or 7.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. 1 or 7. Now, if X belongs to group 1, is it a metal or a non-metal?
Metal.
Metal. Now, I'm taking you all step by step just to, tell you all how to think, right? Now, if X is in group 7, is it a metal or non-metal? Now, this is metal.
Non-metal.
Non-metal. Very good. Now, ionic bond. Now, how is an ionic bond formed? Between metal and metal or metal and non-metal? Ionic bond.
Metal and metal.
Metal and non-metal. Metal.
Sorry.
Metal
Always
and non-metal.
metal and non-metal. Good. Always remember this, Nanimali, as a summary. If a metal and metal get together, you get metallic bond. Okay. If a metal and non-metal gets together, you get an ionic bond. If a non-metal and non-metal gets together, you get a covalent bond. This is the summary. Now tell me, if it is an ionic bond, X should be a metal or non-metal?
Non-metal.
Non-metal. Good. So therefore, X should belong to what group?
Group 7.
7. Very
One.
good. 7. Now, non-metal කියන්නේ group 7 නේද? Group 1 is metal, isn't it? Do you understand? Mali, did you understand?
Yeah, sir.
Right, perfect. Okay, so now here, M is an element of the second group of the third period. Group 2 is correct. Can be of third period, can be of second period. That is not a problem for us. So therefore, this is true. X is a non-metal, true. M forms divalent cations. Divalent means valency is 2. Cation means plus charge. So if someone is from group 2, will they form cations or anions? If someone is from group 2, will they
Cation.
form cations? Good. So therefore, M will also form cations. So A, B, C answer is 4. Now this was a very difficult question. Did you all understand this question? Does anyone have any problems?
Teacher,
So can
how
you
did
explain what
you get 7?
How did you get?
That's 7 because 1 is the group number, right? So how can you get that 7?
Now what should be the valency of X? The same girl, you can kindly answer. What should be the valency of X? M, right? What should be the valency of X? Yeah, hello. You all can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, here I have put some in the chat later. The previous one was M means metal. M and X, they are two different. There are two different atoms that they have given in the question. Someone wanted me to repeat the 11th question. Is my voice okay now, or is it still breaking?
So, okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Someone wanted me to do the 11th question again. What's the 11th question? Should I do the 11th question again? Does anyone want the 11th question again? Yes or no? If you can kindly unmute and tell, I can do it again. Okay. So till that answer comes. Now, yeah, that same girl. Can you tell me what should be the valency of X? 1. Okay. So the valency of X should be 1. X can belong to group 1 or it can even belong to group 7. Why? People of group 7, what is the valency of group 7? 8 minus 7, 1. So if we need something that has to come with a valency of 1, okay, it can belong to either group 1 or 7. Okay, that is how I got the 7. Okay, any other questions in this question? Any other problems?
So can you explain what is cations?
Cation means if now imagine if you have an atom, okay, A, and he has an electron, outermost electron. If he gives out the electron, the atom will become positive, right? Because it has given negative charges out. This positive ion is known as a cation. Similarly, if we have an atom A and if he takes in an electron from outside, now he is minus. Minus ions are known as anions. Is it clear? Cation and anion. If someone gives out an electron, that is cation. If someone takes in an electron, that is anion. Clear?
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
Next question. Phase of the uterus during ovulation under the influence of luteinizing hormone. Right. Now, if you look at the menstrual cycle of a female, there are 4 stages. Can someone fastly tell me what are the 4 stages? Can someone tell me the 4 stages of the menstrual cycle? Can someone tell me what are the 4 stages of what are the 4 stages in the what is this? What are the 4 stages in the menstrual cycle of a female?
Don't know, sir.
Right. Okay. Is there anyone else who knows that? Any grade 11 people?
Follicular phase.
Okay. The
Luteal
first one is good. First is follicular, then
Luteal
luteal.
phase. Menstrual
Third
phase.
one, menstrual. Fourth one, secreted. Okay. Yeah, just give me 1 minute. Yeah, get this host. Can someone, Majlis, can you please give me the host? It just got disconnected once again.
So if you consider the menstrual cycle of a female, I'll just give you all a rough overview and then later you all can go and check your notes. So there are 4 basic phases. The first one is the follicular phase. Then you have the luteinizing phase. Then you have the follicular phase. Then you have the luteinizing phase. Then you have the menstrual phase. Then you have the proliferative phase. And finally, you have the secretory phase. Okay. So follicular phase and luteinizing phase are the changes that take place in the ovary. The other 3 are changes that take place in the uterus. Okay. In that, follicular phase will take place at the same time as the menstrual phase. Those 2 are synchronizing. The luteinizing phase will take place at the same time of secretory phase. Okay. So luteinizing hormone is the hormone that is playing during the luteinizing phase. So luteinizing phase is similar to that of the secretory phase. So the answer for 19 is answer number 3. Answer for 19 is answer number 3. I hope that's clear. Is it clear? Question number 19?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, good. Give me a minute.
Right. So what I wanted to ask is, what is the total mass that acts on this black point? I know the screen is still shared until that comes up. Can someone tell me now? B is 5 grams. So what is the total mass that acts on the place that I have marked in black? Can someone tell me? What is the mass that acts on the point B? Now in B, we have a mass of 5 grams. Okay, now just give me some time till I get this share screen. What is the mass that acts on the point that I have marked in black? Can someone give me an answer? Can someone tell me what is the mass that acts on this point, this red dot? Can someone let me know?
15 grams.
15, very good. So now if I add the moment to this system, this is 2 into 15 is equal to 6 into C. So C will be equal to 5 grams. So B is also 5, C is also 5, so 5 grams each. Is this question clear? Did you all understand?
How did you get the B as 5?
No, sir, I didn't understand.
Now here, now did you all understand how I got B?
No.
No.
You also know, no? Okay. Now consider this system in blue, now here I have circled the system no, in yellow. For this system, at the moment, about point X. Now let's say this point is X. How do you take moment? Clockwise into anti-clockwise moment. 4 into 10, that is this weight, into this length, is equal to this length into this weight, 8 into B. If you solve this, you get B is equal to 5. Is it clear? Is this part clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, for this system, this point X has the weight of both A and B. Is it clear? මෙයාගේ weight එකයි
Yes.
මෙයාගේ එකයි දෙකම තමයි මෙතන බලපාන්නේ. So what is the weight at X now?
15 gram.
15. 10 plus 5, 15. Good. Now consider this system. I mark the system in green. Consider this system. And I will say this point to be X, Y. Around Y, 6 into C is equal to 2 into this 2 into what is the mass at this point? 15. So
15 grams.
C is equal to 5. Is that clear? That is how I
Yes,
got
sir.
5 grams. So that is how you have to work out these questions. Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Next one. What is the anodic reaction when fused sodium chloride and sodium chloride solution are electrolyzed separately? In sodium chloride, fused one, that is the liquid one, what is the anodic reaction? Sodium now sodium will give you sodium plus will give you Na plus electron. This is the cathodic reaction. What is the anodic reaction? Cl minus will give you Cl2. Is it clear? This is the anode. So when you use fused sodium chloride, the anodic reaction is chloride going to chlorine. When you use aqueous sodium chloride, anode will be the same. This is all theory points. In cathode, who will react? Can someone tell me who will react at the cathode when you use aqueous sodium chloride? Is it sodium or is it H plus? Did you all understand what I said?
No, sir.
Now I'll draw the table. Now I'm taking sodium chloride solid or liquid, that is the fused, and I'm going to electrolyze it. Okay, so I'm going to electrolyze it using carbon rods. Okay, so in a setup like this, sodium chloride liquid. So what are the ions that are there in sodium chloride? Can someone tell me?
Na plus Cl
Na
minus.
plus Cl minus.
So this is the positive electrode, this is the negative electrode. Na plus will go near which electrode, positive or negative?
Negative.
Negative.
Negative. Negative. And Cl minus will come near the positive. So in the positive electrode, Na plus will get converted to sodium. Okay, by taking in one electron. And this is the cathode. Sorry, that is at the negative. At the anode, Cl minus will convert to Cl2. Is this clear? Is this setup clear? This is what will happen when you electrolyze molten NaCl. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, when I try to electrolyze aqueous NaCl, sorry, aqueous NaCl, or, the question is giving NaCl, no? Or is it copper sulfate? Can someone please tell me first? Yeah, sodium chloride aqueous. Someone has put something in the chat. Give me a minute. Right, okay, that's good. So here, if you take aqueous NaCl, same setup. I'm using carbon rods. This is plus, this is minus. Right. Now tell me what are the ions in the solution? Can someone please tell me what are the ions in the solution?
H plus and OH minus.
H plus, OH minus. What else? Na plus. What else?
Cl minus.
Cl minus.
Good. Now, this is the positive electrode. What are the ions that will come near the positive electrode?
Cl minus and OH minus.
Cl minus and OH minus.
Who are the people who will come near the positive electrode?
Na plus and
Na
H
plus.
plus.
Now, this is theory point. Out of Na plus and H plus, the strongest one is H plus. Okay. And out of Cl minus and OH minus, the strongest one is Cl minus. So here, Cl minus will go to Cl2 plus 2 electrons. This will take place at the anode. At the cathode, H plus will give you H2. Okay, so this is a theory point. If you have Na plus and H plus will not react. If you have Cl minus and OH minus, Cl minus will react. So in both of them, the cathode reaction is the same. Sorry. In both of them, the anode reaction is the same. Cl minus going to chloride. So the answer for this question will be B, only B. Third one. How does ADH help to regulate the amount of water in the human body? Right. Now, ADH is a hormone that is produced by the hypothalamus and secreted by the posterior pituitary that will act on the kidneys to increase water reabsorption. Now, if you have less amount of water in the body, ADH will act on the kidneys and it will increase the water reabsorption. Okay, so the answer will be increase water reabsorption in the kidney. Okay, next one. Which of these compounds is formed by combining ionic bond and covalent? What is the answer for this? Can someone tell me? Now in H2, what is the type of bond? In H2, what is the type of bond?
Ionic.
Covalent, not ionic. Why? Non-metal, non-metal. I told you in the previous question also. Non-metal, non-metal together will give you covalent. HCl?
Covalent.
Covalent. All right, okay, covalent. This is a special covalent. Huh? NaCl?
Ionic.
Ionic.
Now here, Na2SO4, it is made like this, Na plus and SO4 2 minus. If you consider only these two, what is the type of bond?
Ionic.
One person, ionic. One person is positive, other person is negative. It is ionic. But inside SO4 2-, you have sulfur and 4-oxy. That is covalent. So Na2SO4 is a mixture of both ionic and covalent. So your answer is the third one. Did you all understand how I got this answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. In order to turn a turbine in a hydroelectric plant, water must have kinetic energy of 2000 joules per second. If the speed of water flowing through the reservoir above the turbine is 100 grams per second, how high should be the reservoir? Right. So here, kinetic energy is equal to potential energy. What is this theory called? Or what is this law called? What is the name of this law?
Law of energy conservation.
Very good. Law of conservation of energy. What is the kinetic energy? 20,000 joules in 1 second. So it's more of a power. Potential energy is mgh. Now here, very careful. In the left side, since I divided it by 1 second, right side also I should divide it by 1 second. Okay. So here to 20,000. How many? Now m over t ratio is given. That means mass per second. 100 grams. 100 grams means how many kilograms? 0.1 kilogram. Gravity is 10. H is h. Okay. So h is 20,000 meters. So this answer is all. The correct answer for this question is 20,000 meters. There is no answer like that. Did you all understand this question?
So what did you divide it by 1?
Because they have given us energy per second. So therefore on the other side also I should calculate energy per second. But they have not given us energy per second on the right side. So on right side, but they have given us mass per second. So at a mass per second, instead of that mass per second, I can substitute 100 grams, which is 0.1 kilogram. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. 3 stages of pollination. A is self or cross? Tell me fast. A is self or cross? Sorry?
Self.
Self. B?
Self. Cross.
Self.
Cross.
Self. 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 Because within the same plant, maybe different flower, but same plant, still it is self. B is wrong. C?
Cross-pollination.
Cross-pollination.
So the correct ones are A and C. There's no answer for that. So this is also all. But the correct answer is A and C. Sodium hydroxide solution is made by dissolving 10 grams of sodium hydroxide in 72 grams of water. What is the mole fraction of sodium hydroxide? Can someone tell me what is the molar mass of sodium hydroxide? What is the molar mass of
40
sodium
grams.
hydroxide? 40 grams
Can
per
you
mole.
please explain the question number 25 again?
25. What is pollination? Pollination is the transfer of pollen from the anther to stigma of the same flower or different flower. If pollination takes place within the same flower, it is self-pollination. If pollination takes place within different flowers of the same plant, it is still self-pollination. If pollination takes place between different flowers of different plants, then it is cross-pollination. Did you understand?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Same plant, always self. Different plant only cross. Same plant, maybe within same flower or different flower. Okay. Right. Next one, sodium hydroxide is NaOH. 40 grams per mole. So what is the number of moles of sodium hydroxide? Simple M over capital M. Simple M is 10, capital M is 40. So it will be 0.25 moles. What is the molar mass of water?
18.
18. So what is the number of moles of water? 72 grams divided by ET. That is how much?
4 moles.
4. So now what is the question asking? Mole fraction of sodium. Mole fraction of sodium hydroxide. That will be number of moles of sodium hydroxide divided by number of moles of solution. What are the things you have in your solution? Can someone tell me fast? Sorry? What are the things you have in your solution?
Hydrogen, oxygen.
Solute and solvent.
Solute and solvent. What is the solute here?
Sodium
Sodium hydroxide. What is the solvent?
water.
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 So your solution will have sodium hydroxide plus water. Number of moles of sodium hydroxide 0.25 divided by number of moles of sodium hydroxide 0.25 plus number of moles of water is 4. So 0.25 divided by 4.25, your answer will be 0.05. Here a bit of maths is there. Did you all understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Ingestion of heavy metals affect the enzymatic reaction of organism. Which of the following is a heavy metal? Heavy metals are metals that have a very high molecular mass. So for now, you all know that these are heavy metals. Mercury, arsenic, lead. All three are heavy metals. So which of the following is not a heavy metal? Iron. Okay. Right. As shown in the figure, water beaker is placed on a compression balance and the solid object is suspended just below the water level. Object is then slowly lowered into the beaker until it lands on the bottom beaker. Reading of the scale. Now I'm going to do this. Can you all see my blackboard?
Yes.
Right. Now carefully pay attention. If I have water and I have a scale. Okay, imagine this is my scale with a reed. Okay. Initially, now if I draw a graph of time versus reading. What will be the initial reading of this? What will it give you? The initial reading of the scale, what is it reading? Mass of the water and beaker, isn't it? Did you all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, if you have water and beaker, what is the reading you get? Mass of the water and the beaker. Perfect. Now, I will insert a, now this is the reading for some time. Now, I'm inserting a wooden block. If I insert a wooden block, what will happen to the mass of the entire system?
It'll increase.
Increase. Why? Because I have inserted a block. If the block goes down and down and down, before it touches this, will there be a change in the reading?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Why? No change. I mean, I'm putting the block inside, and how much have I moved the block, total mass is not changing either. Did you all understand?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Like that, I jump into the swimming pool. Not like that, maybe that's a very bad example. Let's say, let's take a aircraft with you. Now you are flying in a plane. Okay. Let's say mass of you and the plane is 100 grams. Let's say 100 kilograms. If you walk within the plane, will the total mass of the system change? Yes or no?
No.
No.
Because still it is you and still it's the plane. Same scenario. So what? It will increase and stay constant for a while. Now, when this comes and hits the bottom, that is when the story begins. Now, can someone tell me what are the forces that are acting on the block? What are the forces that are acting on the block? Name some forces acting on the block. One by one.
Upthrust.
Upthrust. Very good. You. What are the other forces?
Gravitational acceleration.
Right.
Gravitational
Wait.
force.
Okay, gravitational force. Wait, I consider it to be W. What else? Another one more force.
Tension.
Tension.
Tension. Good. What else? Another one more force.
Perpendicular reaction.
Very good. Very good. That boy, very good. Yeah,
Gravitational.
perfect. This reaction R. Now, when it touches the when this block touches the surface, can someone tell me what will happen to the string? Will the string still be vertical, or will it be like this? Or like this? Straight, string, or option 1 or option 2?
Option two.
Option 2.
Option 2. Okay. When it comes to option 2, there is no tension in the string. When there is no tension in the string, the string is a bit slingy. So tension is 0. Did you all understand that? I mean,
Yeah, sir.
actually, this one should come with your A-level physics. This is actually too much to test for you all. But since it came in one of the school papers, if this question is difficult and if you can't understand, just leave it up. But if you can really understand this question, it's good. This is actually an A-level based question. Tension is 0. Okay. So now what are the forces acting on the block? Tension 0. Upthrust,
Upthrust,
perpendicular reaction, weight.
Weight, gravitational.
Okay. Now, can you tell me at this moment, is the block moving?
No.
How
No.
is the block?
no sir.
No. So if the block is not moving, forces should be balanced. U plus R is equal to W. Is that clear?
Yes.
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 Okay. Okay. Now, okay. Now, when it was floating, somewhere here, we had tension, we had upthrust, we had weight. So upthrust plus tension will give you weight. Is that also clear?
Yeah,
Yes
sir.
sir.
Okay. Did the weight of the object change in any place?
No, sir.
No. No.
No, neither. So if this is equation 1, if this is equation 2, equation 1 is equal to equation 2. Did you all understand that?
Yes. Yeah.
Why? Because that side also W, this side also W. So U plus T is equal to U plus R. Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Same upthrust. So T equal to R. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What is R? R is the reading of the scale. That is important. That means the perpendicular reaction that is given is equal to the reading of the scale. So the reading of the scale is tension. So tension, initially it had a value and then it decreased. So tension will decrease. Is that clear? So R will also decrease. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Did you all understand that? Initially we had a tension. Okay. Then gradually when I am putting this block down, 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 when it hits the bottom, tension becomes 0. Means tension should reduce. So here T equal R means if T is reducing, R should also reduce. Is that clear? Is
Yeah.
that clear?
Yeah.
So if you draw the graph, it will reduce. Clear? So the answer for this question will be, it will remain constant and then reduce. If remains constant over time, decreases, and then again comes to constant. Why? Because then tension 0, R is also constant because nothing is changed. Did you all understand this question? This is a very difficult question for a O-level student. Even I accept that. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Consider the following statement regarding energy pyramid. Now you all shall tell me the answer. Energy pyramids are never inverted. True or false?
True.
True. Why? Because from one energy level,
Transferring from one animal to another. No?
good
10%.
energy will be dissipated. That means 90% of the energy is lost. Only 10% goes to the next trophic level. So therefore, it's never inverted. But biomass pyramid, can it be inverted?
Yes.
Yes sir.
Yes. Give me an example for an inverted biomass pyramid.
An aquatic.
Aquatic environment.
Aquatic environment.
Very good, aquatic environment. So therefore, never inverted is true. Upper bar is shorter in length than the lower bar because there's only 10% gain from one energy level to the next. True, you all just told me. There is no energy dissipation when energy flow from one tropic level to another. That is false. There's always
False.
energy dissipation. Answer is A and B. Regarding neutralization between acid and bases.
So
Okay.
excuse me.
Yes.
What is the answer for the 27th question?
27th question. First one. Iron.
Thank you, sir.
Next one. Neutralization. What is neutralization? When an acid and a base reacts to give salt and water. Neutralization is an exothermic reaction. Always remember that. Neutralization occurs only between strong acid and strong base. That is false. Any acid and any base, neutralization can take place. Okay? So therefore that's false. Acidic salts are formed by the reaction between strong acid and strong base. Now look at this. Strong acid, strong base will give you neutral salt. Strong acid, weak base will give you acidic salt. The one who is strong, he will only give the salt. Weak acid, strong base will give you basic salt. Weak acid, weak base will give you neutral salt. Always water will also come. Okay, this is the summary. Acidic salts are formed reaction between strong acid and strong base is wrong, strong acid and weak base. In neutralization, the system in which the reaction takes place is cooled. That's wrong, no? Neutralization is an exothermic reaction. So if exothermic reaction means energy is given out. So outside environment should be hot. False. Water is always formed and reaction is exothermic is true. State the molecules that have electron deficiency to complete the octet. Can you all tell me the answer for this one, 31? Can you all give me the answer for 31? Can you all hear me? Yes, right?
Yes,
No,
sir.
not good.
I can. Yeah.
When the object is sinking, there is no upthrust. The thing is this now. When an object is sinking, there is an upthrust, but weight is greater than the upthrust. You didn't understand question number 21. 21. Right. Can that person remain after the meeting? I'll teach you 21. Right? Electron deficiency to complete the octet. There are only a couple of examples that you have to know. Maybe you all can memorize the examples. AlCl3. These are the ones that don't complete the octet. BeCl2, BF3. The people who exceed the octet will be PCl5. Okay? It's there in your textbook. AlCl3, BeCl2, BF3. Those three people, they have only 6 electrons in the outermost octet. Normally there should be 8, no, but they have only 6. PCl5 has 10 electrons, which means it's exceeding the electron octet level. So the answer for this is the AlCl3, BF3 and BeCl2. Consider the following hydrocarbons. Now, you know there are 3 types of hydrocarbons, right? There is alkane, single bond, alkene, double bond, and there's alkyne, triple bond. When you have double bonds or triple bonds, their reactivity is higher. That means more bonds, more reactivity. Right. Alkanes have single bond, alkenes have double bond, alkynes have triple bond. So more the number of bonds, more the reactivity. So A is telling alkanes are less reactive than alkenes, correct? Because alkanes have only one bond, alkenes have double bond. Unlike alkanes, alkenes have double bond, true. So both A and B are true, but B will explain A. Okay. Organ that secretes ADH. So ADH is produced by the hypothalamus. It is stored and secreted by the posterior pituitary. So the answer will be, who is secreting it? Posterior pituitary. Answer is answer number 1. 34. The following figure shows path of a light ray passing through an optical device. Can someone tell me what this device is? 34. The ray you give is reflected back. So reflection is done by whom?
Plane mirror, right?
Plane mirror.
Plane mirror.
Plane mirror, very good. 35. Coil of an alternating current dynamo which rotates anticlockwise is shown in the figure. Which statement is correct about the type of alternating current produced? Right. So here in Angimali, there is a small theory. Wait, I'll tell you the theory very easily. Can you all see my video?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, now look at this. Now there is a law in physics that's called the Faraday's law. Okay, so what that law tells is, if you have a magnetic field, okay, and if someone cuts the magnetic field, that means if someone disturbs the magnetic field, a current is produced. Did you all understand that? If you have a magnetic field and someone cuts the magnetic field, there is a current. Did you all understand that? Did you all understand that? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now imagine from your screen. Wait, I pin myself. Okay, now imagine from this side to this side, you have a magnetic field. Okay, you have a magnetic field. Magnetic fields are moving like this. Maybe I can show you with, I don't have anything closer to me. Right, look at this phone. Magnetic fields are going like this. Okay. Now, if I place my coil like this, is it cutting the magnetic field? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So will it produce a current?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes.
If I place it like this, is it cutting? Did you all understand that? If I keep it like this, it is cutting the magnetic field, no? So if I keep it at an angle like this, is it cutting the magnetic field? Yes,
Yes,
or no?
sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
I mean, මෙහෙම යන magnetic field give me a minute.
Right. එතකොට දැන් මෙහෙම යන magnetic field, if I keep it like this, it is cutting the field. Okay. If I keep it like this, it's still cutting the field. But if I keep it like this, is it cutting the field?
No, sir, it's
No.
not.
No.
No. So if your coil is parallel to the magnetic field, will you get a current?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
No, sir.
But if your coil is perpendicular to the magnetic field, will you get a current?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
If it is at an angle to the magnetic field, will you get a current?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So is the current greater when it is like this or when it is like this?
Perpendicular.
When it is
When it is perpendicular.
Perpendicular.
perpendicular only, we get the maximum current. Always remember that. We always get the maximum current when it is in the perpendicular direction. When it is in the perpendicular direction. So the answer for that question will be, give me a minute, I'll share this. So the answer for that question will be, maximum current is reached when the coil is rotated 90 degrees perpendicular. Genetic disease thalassemia. Can sex-linked or X-linked. Is thalassemia autosomal or X-linked? Come on, grade 10 last unit. Is thalassemia autosomal disease or X-linked disease? Oh, have I disconnected? Oh, I'll ask you the question. Is hemophilia X-linked or autosomal?
X-linked.
X-linked.
X-linked. Thalassemia is autosomal. Okay. Condition is caused by a mutation in a gene that affects the hemoglobin production of a sex chromosome. It's wrong. It is an autosomal chromosome. Production of hemoglobin is impaired. Correct. In thalassemia, the structure of the hemoglobin is changed. So when the structure of the hemoglobin is changed, what will happen? There will be changes in the oxygen production. Homozygous TT condition is diseased and capital T sympathy is carrier. That is true. Thalassemia is an autosomal recessive disease. So therefore, simple T is thalassemia. Capital T sympathy is the carrier. Marriage between blood relatives, that is common in some. Correct. Blood relative marriages will increase thalassemia. Okay. Energy is produced in aerobic and anaerobic respiration is stored in ATP. What instant ATP is highest? Now can someone tell me, I told you this in the previous question. ATP production is maximum in aerobic or anaerobic?
Anaerobic.
Anaerobic.
Aerobic.
Aerobic තමයි maximum.
Aerobic.
So the
Aerobic.
answer will be 38. False regarding genetically modified organisms on food. To prevent the damage caused by larvae, I mean, you are going to use some genetically modified to overcome production of insulin by cholesterol.
Excuse me, sir. Can you repeat again? I cannot understand.
Detection of endemic diseases by
Sir, your audio is
Sir, your voice is not clear, teacher.
Sir, your audio is not clear.
we use this DNA fingerprinting technology. So you know that in science we have certain organisms, we modify their genetic composition and we get a. Can you all hear me? Can you all hear me?
Now okay,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right. Okay. So here in science we have certain organisms, right? So in those organisms, when I go and alter their genetic composition, I get something called genetically modified clones. So asking, how can we use this genetically modified organism? One thing is you can use the genetically modified organisms to prevent damage by bacteria in maize that has enriched vitamin A. So that is also true. Another thing is you can use Escherichia coli bacteria to produce insulin. That is also true. Now the fourth one is telling us using DNA fingerprinting technology to. Yes,
Sir, can
you
you
can use
repeat
it. So
meaning?
therefore the answer is 4. Did you understand that? Sorry.
Sir, can you repeat? Your audio was lacking.
Right, sorry. Wait. Now is my audio clear?
Now okay, sir.
Now okay, sir.
Right. So here the point I wanted to tell is now there are certain organisms, no. So what we do in this genetically modified organism is we take these organisms, you change the DNA and you use for various purposes. Okay. One thing is you can change their DNA and produce insulin that can be used as a food. Or you can change the DNA and produce golden rice that has more vitamin A. So you can prevent the damage that is caused by lava on maize pods. So those three are correct. The fourth one, as a statement, it is true. But is it helping to produce food? No. That is why the fourth one is false. Do you all understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Mass of iron in kilograms that can be extracted using 3,200 kilograms of Fe2O3 from mineral hematite. Make a oxygen 16 and is 56. So can someone remember the equation for this? If you can remember this equation, you are really brilliant. Huh? Can someone remember the equation for this? You can still hear me, right? I don't know what the heck going on. No, I'm still. Can someone remember the equation for this? Right. So without wasting time, the equation will be Fe2O3 react with carbon monoxide to give you Fe and CO2. It is better if you can memorize the balanced equation for this. If they are in your textbook under iron extraction, Fe2O3 plus 3CO, 2Fe plus 3CO2. If you all can memorize this equation, it's very good. If not, you always spend a lot of time balancing this, which is a difficult equation to balance. Okay, so number of moles of Fe2O3. Can someone fastly calculate the molar mass of Fe2O3? What is the molar mass of Fe2O3? Oxygen is 16, iron is 56. Come on, 1% fast. Fe2O3 के molar mass किए.
128.
No.
160.
160, good. So what is the number of moles of Fe2O3? Mass is 3,200. Kilograms I convert to grams, multiplied by 1000, divided by molar mass 160. If this is the number of moles of Fe2O3, what is the number of moles of Fe? Twice of that, neither. So number of moles of Fe will be 3,200 into 1000 divided by 160 into 2. Mass of Fe? Mass of Fe is number of moles into the molar mass. Agree? Yeah. So number of moles is 3,200 into 1000 divided by 160 into 2 into 56. Now this answer will be given in grams, but the question is giving us answers in kilograms. So I had to divide this by 1000. If I do the maths here, 16 times 1, 16 times 20, 2 to 4, 40 into 56. That is 6 4 24, 2 remains 2 kilograms. Answer is the first one. Calculation is easy, but you can't do anything if you don't know this equation. Because of that, you need to memorize this equation. It's there in INEX. Memorize this and keep. Right. So for 40th one, what is the answer you all took? Can I get someone to answer that? 40th one, what is the answer you took? Conclusion that can. Fourth
Third
one.
one.
Okay. Third one. Okay. Any other answers?
Third one.
Third one. Now, they are telling what conclusion can be reached by one who thinks extensively about the development of science. Can lead to comfortable life with wealth and power. Is it for everyone? Comfortable life with wealth and power? Only for the rich people.
No.
So therefore, it was possible to prevent life-threatening diseases like COVID. No. Now, කොච්චර අපිට technology තිබ්බට we could not battle COVID very fast. It took us a couple of years to battle. So therefore it's wrong. Increase the damage caused to human rights, environment and animals by sophisticated technological weapons and war activities to a bearable level. That is true, because there's a lot of damage to human rights, damage to environment and animals. Always moving towards prosperity of the world to benevolent activities of men. Wars. Is it always? What if someone starts a war? It is towards the prosperity. No, it's not towards prosperity. Okay. Right. Okay. So that was the Royal College paper. So now it's already 9 p.m. Right. First, I'll answer your questions and then we'll. Fe2CO3 plus CO, Fe and CO2. Good. You somewhat remember the equation. And there is another question. What is bicovalent? Bicovalent means when you form a covalent bond between two atoms. For example, O2, CO2. That is what you call bicovalent. Right. So now that is the end of. Yes, Imad Ahmad, I think you have raised your hand. Any question? Do you have any question? Do you have any question? Okay, I don't know. Right, okay. So now, so that is the end of the Royal College paper. Do you all want me to discuss the other paper also? Anyways, we can't discuss it today. We have scheduled for a different day. Do you all want a discussion of the other paper also? The Northwestern Points paper? I think it's an easier paper. And really very sorry, I have to,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So I don't know about the others. Maybe those who want. I don't do classes. Sorry. Yeah, I don't do online classes. I don't do anything. Can I see a raise of hand if you all want me to discuss the other paper also? Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe on Wednesday or Thursday we can schedule a date. If you all want the other paper also. This is the end of Royal College. Huh? Right, a substantial amount means it neither. So then, yeah. So then I'll. Right. So then, yeah. Answer for 20. Yeah. So then I will schedule another day sometime later, and then maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow I will talk with the Majlis and get a date. Right. So any questions with today's paper? In the 40th question, answer fixed or does it depend on the person correcting the paper? 40th. 39 and 40. The 40th one, the answer is fixed. Third is the answer. Because now, if someone can argue the answer is the 40th one, for 40, the answer is 4. You can't always say that it is always towards the prosperity of the world. Now, even today, as we sit today, there's a lot of world wars. And not exactly world wars, the Ukraine-Russia war, the Israel-Palestine war, now there's another war with Iran. So there's a lot of war that goes on this earth, right? All due to what? Advancement of technology. So always it's not good, you have to use it wisely. And for someone who wanted the 39 answers, okay, 39 answers 1, 40 answers 3.
Okay, sir.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions you all have? Right, okay then. So if there's no other question, I will maybe schedule one for tomorrow. I think I should be able to. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and I'll circulate it, okay? Okay then, good night and you all.
So today what we are basically going to do is, it is a continuation of the discussion we did the other day. So just to recap for those who did not come, the other day we discussed Royal College third term test science paper. And today we'll be discussing a fairly easier paper. Now Royal College paper was up to stand. I mean, it was a good paper. It was very standard paper, and it was a bit tough paper. So today we'll be discussing the MCQ part of the Northwestern Province paper. And if at all time permits, we'll see what we can do with the essays and the structured essays. Right. So just like the golden rule, I always tell you, the maximum amount of marks you need to score and you have to score is from your MCQ paper, right? MCQ කෙලවුණොත් paper එකම කෙලවෙන තරමට තමයි අර MCQ ගේ බර තියෙන්නේ. Right? You get what I say? The entire weightage of your paper will depend on how well you are going to, do your MCQ paper. Right? So then we'll start discussing the paper. And as we go, if there are any questions, I think more than putting it in this chat, it's better if you all can, unmute your microphone and ask the question, because once I go to this screen share mode, I don't think I can see the chats, but no problem. If you all want to put it in chat, you all can put it in chat, but then I'll be answering the chat questions at the end of the session, right? If you want your questions to be clarified then and there, kindly unmute your microphones, and we'll have a very good discussion, right? In the middle, I'll ask questions. If something goes wrong from my side, or if I tell a wrong answer, always challenge, right? Because that's how we learn. No? You all learn from me and I learn from you. Right. And with that, we will move on to the paper. Perfect. So then I'll get this thing share screen, and then we can move on. Right, y'all can see my paper, right? Is the paper visible? Can someone please give me a confirmation? Is the paper visible?
No, sir.
Yes,
Now, sir. Yeah, now,
Yes.
sir.
Okay,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Perfect, okay. Okay.
A second.
So now we'll go to
So you are lagging.
yeah, I can see, no? Good. So now we'll move on to the first question. It says, now is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Now can you all hear
Yes,
it
sir.
properly? Right, okay. Right, okay. Okay, so the first question, what is the
Yes, sir.
standard unit of... Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can, right? Okay. What is the standard unit of measuring energy? So the same question, we did it in the Royal College paper. So for energy, it is what? Joule. Meter is used to measure what? Can someone tell me what is meter used to measure?
Distance.
Tagala.
Distance.
Distance. Newton?
Force.
Force.
Force. What?
Power.
Power.
Perfect. So can you see by getting marks from easy question now, make a hari giya kiyala kiyanne, you are getting +1 mark. That is a huge mark. I mean, for someone in the border, let's say you have a border mark of 74, or a border mark of 64, or a border mark of 54 or 34. These easy questions are the ones that is going to give you the hand on that day and get you to the other side. So therefore, maybe easy questions, it's better. I mean, it's not better. You have to try to get it correct. Non-living structure found in the living cell. So out of these three, the non-living structure is what? The cell wall.
Cell wall.
Maybe you all will not understand the theory behind this. Now, chloroplast, mitochondria, both of them have nucleus inside that. Now, if I tell you like this now, you will get confused, right? You will understand that when you do A-level biology, chloroplast and mitochondria, they have a separate DNA within themselves. That is why they are living, even the cell membrane. So for now, you know that cell wall is non-living. Two metals that can be extracted by method of electrolyzation of fused compounds. Right. Now, there are basically three ways as to how we can extract metals. Okay. One way is electrolyzing. Okay.
electrolyze whatever the ionic metal compound. Another way is you can do reduction in the blast furnace. Blast furnace එකකට දාලා you can do reduction. Third one is you can do CV or some other simple technique. So you have this activity series, no? Now, activity series, of course, I remember it with a poem, right? Now, all my poem ek chutta gana ganne pa nata mata me kiyana ki chutta kamara. Pink small cat met a colorful zebra in tea leaves. Highly crazy monkey sold gold. Right? So in this, the top set, that means till magnesium, we will separate them using electrolyzation. Okay. The middle set till tin, to separate them, use the blast furnace reduction. Itru kattiya, we use CV. So just remember, roughly, උඩම ඉන්න set එකට we use electrolyzing. මැද ඉන්න set එකට we use blast furnace. පල්ලෙහාම ඉන්න set එකට we use sieving. So this is how the three methods are used. So here now electrolyzation means they are asking which one belongs to this top set. එතකොට top set එකට අයිති වෙන කට්ටිය කවුද? The first answer. Okay. What is the application of electromagnetic force out of the following? Now, what is this electromagnetic force? Can someone give me an answer? Maybe your answer might be wrong, but can someone give me an answer? What is this electromagnetic force? How do you get this force? Can one of you answer? Maybe it's wrong, no problem, but try.
By opposite charges.
By?
Opposite charges.
Okay, opposite charges. Okay, anyone else?
Yes, but when electricity is passed through one metal, is like with opposites. Yes, yes.
Okay, passing electricity. Someone else?
Electricity passing through a magnetic.
Good. That is a good answer. We have a magnetic field, and into the magnetic field, when we give electricity, we can create a force. Okay? We can create a force. That is what you call electromagnetic force. Again, we have two strong magnets. ඒකට අපි current එකක් දුන්නොත්, you get a force. So in this, I mean, for your level, the answer that you all can give is bicycle dynamo. Why? In the dynamo, what are we trying to do? In the dynamo, it's the opposite. That means we are giving a force. We are rotating the whatever the dynamo that is there, and from that we are getting current. That means the light. I repeat, when we pedal the bike, we are giving a force. Okay. Using that force, the magnet inside the dynamo will rotate. Okay. Magnet එක rotate වෙන නිසා, there is a current that is produced. That current is converted to light energy through the bulb. So electromagnetic force එකේ application, directly you can give an answer to this saying the bicycle dynamo. Okay. Now for your level, you can mark the answer as bicycle dynamo. But if there is someone who is thinking, out of the box, all three answers are correct. Even I was pretty confused. And when I did some, searching, all four answers are correct. So maybe they would have given this as all. If not, bicycle dynamo is the most appropriate answer. Because even inside the loudspeaker, now we are speaking, no? So that generates a force, okay, in the air. That force is converted to electricity. Even in the microphone, same. Now loudspeaker is the other way. In loudspeaker, the electricity is converted to sound. In microphone, our voice is converted to electricity. Even in a alternating current dynamo, there is a force that is given to produce a current. So therefore, in this fourth question, the best answer you can go according to your O-level is bicycle dynamo. Right. What is the option that contains diseases that are sexually transmitted by viruses? Right.
Excuse me.
Now, yes.
What if we mark the fourth answer as loudspeaker?
It is correct. According to me, it's correct. That's what I told you. Now, all 4 answers are correct, but the most appropriate answer is bicycle dynamo. But I don't know how they have taken this marking scheme. But if I am to make the marking scheme, I will give all 4 answers correct. Sorry? Okay, right. Okay. Understood. Understood the problem?
Yes, sir.
Good. Right. Now, can someone give me examples for sexually transmitted disease? You have only 4 diseases you need to know. Right. Gonorrhea, syphilis, syphilis, herpes, and AIDS. Right. Out of these, gonorrhea is by bacteria. Okay. Gonorrhea is by bacteria. And then, and then syphilis is by virus. Treponema pallidum, it is a virus. Herpes, am I confusing you all?
No, sir.
Gonorrhea, bacteria, syphilis is also bacteria. Herpes is a virus, AIDS is a virus. Okay, gonorrhea is bacteria, syphilis is bacteria, herpes is virus, AIDS is virus. Okay, now gonorrhea is by bacteria named as Neisseria gonorrhea. Syphilis is by Treponema pallidum. Herpes is by herpes simplex virus. AIDS is human immunodeficiency virus. So BBVV, easy way to memorize, right? BBVV. So sexual transmitted by virus will be herpes and AIDS. 4th answer. Motorbike with mass 80, acceleration 2. What is the unbalanced force? According to Newton's law, F equal ma, mass is 80 into 260. Now this question, of course, you have to be able to do the calculation in your mind. Then you will save a lot of time. When you save a lot of time only, you all will understand now. Now, even that day I told you, when they make a paper, out of the 40 questions, at least 5 questions, they make difficult questions. That is how normally 5, some papers, it has even been 6 to 7 questions that are tough. Tough kyanne, you have to spend some time to think. So you need more time in those questions. To spend more time in those questions, easy. Okay. In which instances, application of the force become equal to frictional force. Right. Now this, I will explain like this. Wait. Can you all see this blackboard?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now imagine I have a block. You all should only give me the answers, huh? Right. I'm applying a force of 10 newtons. The block does not move. How much is the friction? Now friction is the force that is acting in the opposite direction. Now it does not move.
10 newtons.
I say it does not move. How much is the friction?
10 Newton.
10 Newton.
10 Newton.
10 newtons. Very good. Now I'm applying a force of, yes, 10 newtons. Now I apply a force of 11 newtons. Still, it does not move. I say it does not move. So now how much is the friction?
11 newtons.
11 newtons. Now I'm applying a force of 15 newtons. It does not move. So now how much is the friction?
15 Newton.
15 newtons.
15. It does not move. Right. Now, if I apply 16 newtons, if I apply 16 newtons, I say the block is about to move, just about to move. Just about to move. So how much will be the friction? Is it 16, greater than 16 or less than 16? Tell me
Less than
that.
16.
A bit less than 16. Let's say, for example, 15.8. I'm just giving an example. There's a calculation for this. You all will learn later. For example, I say 15.8. Sorry. Is there any problem, Yannick? Right. Now,
Why it is 6?
I am applying. Yes, a bit less than 16. Yes. Now I am applying 17 newtons force. Okay. And the block is moving. Block is moving. Now, how much is the frictional force? 17, greater than 17 or less than 17?
Less than.
Less than 17. Okay, there is less than 17. Let's I consider X. So if I draw a graph for applied force, this is applied force, normally, May 11, 15, 16. So when the applied force was 11, sorry, this is applied force, this is frictional force. Okay, applied force versus frictional force. When it was 11, friction was also 11. When it was 15, friction was also 15. Harida. When it was 16, now can you see it increases? When it was 16, there is a small drop. And after that, it is a constant. So this is how the graph will come. Increase, small drop, constant. Okay. So this small drop is where? At the limiting frictional force. This small drop is at what point? At the limiting frictional force point. Is it clear? So this is that summary.
Sir.
Now we will go to the question. Applied force become equal to frictional force. It is when it is in static. When it is static, that means not moving. So when it is not moving, when I gave 11, friction was 11. When I gave 15, friction was 15. So one thing is static. These two answers are wrong. Understood? Okay. In limiting frictional force, it was only a small drop. In some instances, that small drop is negligible. Okay. Because of that, the most suitable answer is the first one. Because dynamic nan kohomat aduwi, because it's moving no. Kohomat lokuwata aduwi, because we need a balanced force. Sorry, unbalanced force. So a nisa dynamic එක ගොඩාක් අඩු නිසා I can eliminate this answer and go for first one as the best answer. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Yes, what's the question? I could not hear. You said something regarding static. Yes. Can I know what is the question?
Yeah, voice.
Right, okay.
This, sir, this is voice was checked.
Right. Sorry. Now can you all hear me properly?
Yes, sir.
Right, okay. So what I wanted to tell you all is, when the block is not moving, whatever the force that we give is equal to the frictional force. That is okay, no? Whatever the force I give, that is equal to my frictional force. In limiting frictional force situation, මම දෙන අර force එක චූට්ටක් අඩු වෙනවා. ඒ කියන්නේ මම දෙන force එකට the frictional force චූට්ටක් අඩු වෙනවා. So because of that, we can consider that limiting frictional force is roughly equal to applied force. That is why I took the first one as the answer. Okay. What is the compound that releases H plus ion in fractional ionization? Okay. When someone can release H plus, yes.
So can't we take the fourth one as the answer?
Fourth one. Only limiting. That කොහොමත් static එකේ වෙනවනේ. When he is not moving, if I gave 11, friction is 11. When I gave 15, friction is 15. Static එකේ කොහොමත් වෙනවනේ. That is why I cut 2 and 4 answers. Did you get my point?
Yes, sir.
Nah, that is why, I had to play between first answer and third answer. Now, when you have a question like this, where your answer is not sure, you think like how I think now. Like static එකේ කොහොමත් මොනවා වුණත්, if I give 11, and if the block is not moving, opposite direction also 11. If I give 15, block is not moving, opposite direction also 15. So static එකේ කොහොමත් whatever happens, what will happen? The frictional force and applied force is the same. So because of that, I eliminated 2 and 4 answers because they don't have static. Then I thought, okay, am I going to mark 1 or 3? So I have to think between limiting and dynamic. Limiting එක චූටක් අඩු වෙන නිසා I went for limiting and not dynamic. Clear?
Yeah, sir. Thank you.
Right. Okay. So if someone can release H plus, what do you call that compound? Acid or base?
Acid.
Acid.
Acid. So if it is fractional ionization, is it a weak acid or strong acid?
Weak acid.
Weak acid.
Weak
So out
acid.
of this, who is the weak acid? H2CO3. So these are direct questions. Shown in the diagram, two forces act. What is the magnitude of resultant force? So both the forces are in opposite direction. So we have to minus 22 minus 12. That will give you 10. First answer. Not a feature of monocotyledonous plant. So the best now, some people can memorize. No? So those people will memorize. Monocotyledonous, they have this characteristics. Dicot people, they have this characteristics. Okay. I was someone who was very bad in memorizing. Okay. Although I did A-level biology, I was very bad in memorizing. So what I did was I used small tricks. So one trick is, now if someone tell me monocot, coconut will come to my mind. When someone tell me dicot, mango will come to my mind. So I visualize the mango plant and I visualize the coconut plant and work out the answer. Now monocot, no. Now we'll think of only coconut. In coconut, there's only one cotyledon, no. So it is a true feature. Question is asking not a feature, no. So one cotyledon can trimerous flowers is also correct because in monocot we have trimerous. In the other one we have multiples of 4 or 5. That is tetramerous or pentamerous. Parallel venation. You see this in monocot or dicot? Can someone tell me?
Monocot.
Monocot. Good. In dicots, what is the type of venation you see?
Reticulate.
Reticulate venation. Very good. So here, taproot system is not seen in monocot. Monocots have fibrous root system, or we call adventurous root system. Okay. When a strong acid and a weak base is mentioned respectively. Right. So who is the strong acid here? HCl. So therefore these two answers are wrong. So don't even look at those answers. This is how you do MCQs. Weak base kawda? NH4H. KOH is a strong base. As shown in the diagram, wooden block with a weight of 2 is submerged and float in water. Weight of displaced water. Now tell me, weight of displaced water is equal to what?
Upthrust.
Upthrust. That is
Mass of
according to whose principle?
Archimedes principle.
Archimedes. So method weight it is equal to upthrust. Okay. Now that's no problem. Now consider the block. Downwards we have weight, upwards we have upthrust. What can you say about weight and upthrust? Are they equal or not equal?
They're
or
equal.
what?
They're not.
They are equal. Why are they equal?
Because it's floating.
Why are they equal? Because it's floating. Excellent. Because it's floating equal. Hari. Upthrust is also the weight of displaced water. So if you can find upthrust, it's okay. So what's the weight of this object? 2 newtons.
Equal to
So
2.
this is equal to 2. So these are, small logics. Which factors out of the following causes increase in the number of organisms? Change in the number of organisms is brought by 4 factors. Birth, death, immigration and emigration. Birth, you can understand. Death, marineka. Immigration, if someone comes to our country, it's immigration. If someone goes out of the country, it's emigration. So if we need to increase the number of organisms, more people should be born or someone should come from outside. So answer is birth and
The third one.
immigration. Third one. Excellent. Correct way. Scientific name of elephant is printed.
Second
Printed.
one.
Second one. Good. It should be italicized. There should be 2 parts, but that is the generic name and the specific epithet. In the generic name, the first letter should be capital. In the specific name, the first letter should be simple and it should be italicized. Following the ideas of 2 students about forces that act on the handle of a bicycle. I consider handle like this. Couple of forces act when turning the handle with both hands. Turning the handle with both hands can be one handle you push down, opposite handle you push up. Imagine you are going the bicycle or bike. You want to take a turn at the bend. Let's say I'm going to turn to the right. Bend deke, I'm turning to the right. So if I'm turning to the right, my right hand, I should pull it down. The right handle, pull it down left handle, pull it up. එතකොට නේද මෙයා මෙහෙම turn වෙන්නේ. So is that a couple of force? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. By opposite direction, in opposite direction, we have equal magnitude. So therefore it's correct. Only a moment of force is acting when turning the handle with single hand. දැන් හිතන්නකෝ හෙන්න ලොකු පොරෙක් ඉන්නවා. Right? අර colors මේව කරන කට්ටිය. So then he want to write only with one hand, not with both hands. So what he is doing is, he also want to turn to the right, but he is using only one hand, one force. Okay? So now, is it a moment? What is moment? Moment is a rotatory movement across a pivot. Pivot can a stationary position, right? Across this pivot, there is a motion. So is this a moment or not? First one.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it is a moment. So A and B are correct. Answer is 4.
So how can that be
Limit-
a moment?
How is it a moment? Now, moment is turning effect of a force. That means if you give a force to a system and if a system turns, it is moment. So in this situation, I am giving a force to the handle, and because of that, handle is turning. But I'm giving force only to one side. Now, if I give the force to both sides, it will be a couple. Okay, because both sides. But if I give the force to one side, I'm still rotating, neither. I'm still turning the handle. So it's a moment. It's not a couple. Did you understand? There are two things. One is moment and one is couple. Both of them will cause rotation of your system. If you are giving two forces, opposite direction, same magnitude, then it will be a couple. Okay. Then if you give only one force, and because of that one force, there is a turning effect, then it will be a moment. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Okay. What is the living cell in xylem? Now xylem has 4 cells now. Vessel element, fibers, parenchyma. What is the last one? I missed one. What is
Tracheids.
the last time? Tracheids. Okay. So out of the 4, only xylem parenchyma is living. Okay. 100 cubic centimeters of aqueous solution of 2 gram NaOH. What is the concentration?
The first one.
First one. Okay, we'll see. What is the molar mass of NaOH?
40 grams.
40 grams per mole.
40 gram per mole. So simple N equal to simple M over capital M. Mass is 2 grams divided by 40. So that is 1 over 20. C equal to N over V. This 1 over 20. What is the volume? 100, no? 100 cubic centimeter. But answers are given in cubic decimeter. You have to know that 1 cubic decimeter is equal to 1000 cubic centimeters. Okay. So if I want to convert this 100 cubic centimeter into decimeter, I have to multiply by 10 to the power minus 3. Okay, so it will be 1 over 20 into 1000 divided by 100. So that will give you 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, half, 0.5 gram per mole. Sorry, mole per cubic decimeter. 0.5 mole per cubic decimeter. Okay. So answer is the first one. Very good. Following are some ideas that are introduced by a student regarding conditions that would fulfill when 3 forces are in equilibrium. So these forces, 3 forces are parallel. That is correct, no? Line of action of 3 forces are parallel. මෙයාගේ line of action මෙහෙම, මෙයාගේ line of action මෙහෙම, මෙයාගේ line of action මෙහෙම. So all 3 are parallel. That is correct. P, Q, and R should be equal in magnitude. Correct or wrong? Can someone tell me that?
Wrong.
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 P plus Q should be equal to R. I mean, that's common sense now. P plus Q should be equal to R. Not P equal to Q equal to R. That's wrong. So this is wrong. This is correct. So B and C is correct. Answer is answer number 3. Next one. Following is a rough. Yes.
Can I explain
Yes.
the question again?
Now here we have 3 forces. No, these 3 forces should be balanced, it seems. Okay. Now can you see all three line of action is parallel. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Yes. So that is correct now. So statement B is correct. Statement A is telling P, Q and R should be equal in magnitude. Now let's say if P is 10, if Q is also 10, R is also 10, is this system in equilibrium? Is
No,
this
sir.
system balanced? No.
No,
So
sir.
is that statement correct? Statement is wrong. Okay. Now imagine if P is 5, Q is 5 and R is 10. Now is the system in balance?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. So magnitude of R should be equal to addition of P and Q. Okay. So therefore, statement C is correct. So B and C correct. Answer number 3. Following is a rough diagram of human double circulation. Ayyo, this is very easy now. Yeah, tell me what is A?
A is the lungs, Nini.
What is A?
Lung.
Lungs.
A is the lungs. Very good. Then what is B?
Body
Body
organ.
organ.
Body. Now look, looking at only those, see how I'm going to get the answer. A is lung, B is body. So second answer is wrong. Fourth answer is wrong. Now tell me what is C now?
The left atrium.
Left atrium.
What? Left atrium. So first answer, no? So these are like basic, very basic questions, huh? Yeah, I mean, you all can't get these ones wrong, huh? What is the repeating unit of ethylene? Now, ethylene is used to make something called polythene. What is the monomer of polythene? Can someone tell me?
Ethene.
Ethene. Yes, very good. Ethene. So out of these, now I will give you a small summary, then it's easy for you. There are only 3 polymers you need to know. One is polythene. Okay. Polythene is like this. CC, H, H, all 4 is H. Okay, this is polythene. Okay, this is polythene. Then there is polyvinyl chloride. That is PVC. PVC is like this. C, C, H, H, H. Only one will get chlorine. This is polyvinyl chloride. Third one is Teflon or tetrahydrofluoride or something. CC. Everything is substituted by fluorine. So this is Teflon. Now, can someone tell me what is the repeating unit for polythene or ethylene? A, B, C, D. Which one?
First one.
I mean, second one, third one, fourth one.
First one.
First one, good. Second one is the repeating unit for what? This thing? For what
CDC.
compound? Very good. Polyvinyl chloride. Third one is the repeating unit for what compound?
Tetrafluoride.
Very good. Teflon. Good. What is the potential difference that should be supplied to 10 ohm resistor for a current flow of 2A? So V equal to IR. Whose law is this?
Ohm's law.
Ohm's law. Very good. Resistance is 10. So answer is 20.
Ohm's law.
Fourth one is the answer. Okay. Next one. Consider the statements regarding blood circulation. Oxygen is transported through hemoglobin in red blood cells. That is correct. Okay. Now, within the red blood cells, there are specialized pigments that are known as hemoglobin. Okay. What these hemoglobins do is they catch the oxygen, transport it, give it to the cells. Okay. Now, for example, in the lungs, there is oxygen. Okay. Yeah, it's raining. Yeah, give me a minute. Yeah, so within the red blood cells, there are specialized pigments that are known as hemoglobin. Okay. So what this hemoglobin will do is it will take the oxygen from the lungs, transport it in the blood, and leave it in the body or in the cells. But now it's easy like this. Now imagine I live in the Himalaya. Okay. I need to go to Kollipitiya. Imagine. So I had to take the bus now. So from Dehiwala, I get up in the bus. The bus will transport me to Kolupitia, and in Kolupitia I will land. Okay. Similarly, oxygen is taken up at the lungs, transported in the blood, and it is deposited in the deposited in the deposited in the what is this, the cells of the body. Okay, so here oxygen is transported to the cells through hemoglobin in red blood cells. That is correct. Okay, oxygen is transported through hemoglobin in red blood cells is correct. Second one, sounds of heart occur due to the closure of valves. Sounds of the heart occur due to closure of valves. That is also correct. Now you know that there are two types of sounds. What are the two heart sounds that you all know?
Lub dub.
Lub sound.
Dub and dub. Okay. Now both of these sounds are created due to closure of valves. Okay. Now there are two types of valves. One is the AV valve, that is tricuspid and bicuspid valves. So when the tricuspid and bicuspid valves close, okay, when the tricuspid and the bicuspid valves close, you get the lub sound. When the semilunar valves close, you get the dub sound. So always remember, heart sounds are produced when the valves close. Some people have the idea that you get the sound when the valves are open. That is wrong. That is when the valves close. Now you all tell me the C1, left pulmonary artery is connected to left atrium. Correct or wrong?
Correct.
Left pulmonary artery. Correct or wrong? Left pulmonary arteries.
Wrong.
Think again. Think again.
Wrong. Left atrium is
Connected to what?
veins, right?
Yes, what vein?
Pulmonary veins.
Very good. Pulmonary vein. The pulmonary vein is only connected to the left atrium. Go through the diagram again, right? Left pulmonary artery is connected to the right ventricle. Left pulmonary artery is connected to the right ventricle. So A and B answer is answer number 1. Incorrect statement regarding electrolysis of aqueous copper sulfate. Now we will do the electrolysis and see. Now, I think that day also I did. Aqueous copper sulfate. What is the electrodes you are using? Can someone tell me? I don't know why this comes here. Okay. Yeah. What is
Carbon
the electrode?
rods.
Very good. Carbon rods. Now we are going to connect this one to the what is this? To the external power supply. Hari, this is positive. This is negative. Inside this we have copper sulfate. Copper sulfate solution we have copper sulfate and we have water. Now tell me what are the ions in the solution one by one.
Copper.
Cu plus.
V2 plus
Cu?
SO2 minus
SO2 minus.
H plus OH.
H plus and OH minus ions.
H plus OH minus. What else?
Copper and sulfate.
CO2 plus and SO4 2 minus. Now tell me, closer to the positive electrodes, who are the people who will go?
OH minus and SO4
OH minus.
OH minus and SO2.
OH minus and SO4 2 minus.
So 2.
Closer to the negative electrode, who will go?
H plus and Cu2 plus.
H plus and
Cu2 plus.
2 plus. Right. Okay. Yeah, give me a minute. Yeah, y'all can hear me, neither. I got a call and got disconnected. Yeah, y'all can hear me, neither. Yeah, now tell me, will you out of, I didn't still share the screen, give me a minute.
Yeah, now tell me, out of CO4 to SO4 2 minus and OH minus, who will undergo the reaction?
OH minus.
OH minus, very good.
OH minus.
OH minus will give you, produce what?
Oxygen.
Water and
Oxygen. Okay. And water will also come. Out of H plus and CO2 plus, who will undergo the reaction?
CO2 plus.
Very good. CO2 plus 2 electron will give you copper. Now, what are the changes you can see in this system? One thing is copper will get deposited on this negative electron. Like this, copper will nicely get deposited. What can you tell about the color of the solution? What was the initial color of CuSO4?
Blue.
Blue.
Now what will happen? It will become colorless. Okay. At the
Intensity
positive
decreases.
electrode, yes, the color decreases. Good. You can say like that also. Now, at the positive electrode, some gas bubbles are emitting. How can I check this gas bubble to confirm it is oxygen?
Introduce a glowing splint.
Okay, and then what will happen?
It will brightly glow.
Very good.
Rean lights.
Okay, you can say rean lights. Nothing, it burns. Both is correct. Huh? Both are correct. So when you introduce a glowing splinter, the splinter will burn or reignite. Okay, now let's see the answers. Color of the solution gradually decreases. Is it correct or wrong? You all itself give me the answers.
Correct.
Correct. Color will not decrease when a piece of copper is used as the positive electrode. We will leave that. We don't know that now. Now, in your syllabus, you have only used carbon as the electrode. Now they are going to use copper as the electrode. We don't know. So we leave that. Deposition of copper at the negative electrode is taken as an observation. Is this correct or wrong? Is the third one correct or wrong?
Correct.
Correct. Oxygen evolves at the anode when carbon is used as positive and negative electrode. Is that correct or wrong?
Wrong.
Correct.
Excuse me, sir.
So the
Yes.
third one.
Sir, I cannot see your screen, sir.
All right. You all can't see the screen. I'm so sorry.
So screenshots.
No,
It has
sir.
gone. Yes, wait. Sorry. Wait. Right, now it's okay. Yeah. So third one is correct. Fourth one is also correct. Now what is the question you all have? So answer is 2. That is the incorrect step. Yeah. Now what is the problem you all have? No problems. Next, so answer is 2. If an object is placed anywhere, you can obtain a virtual upright diminished image. Now, the best way you can understand, or you can, now the trick for this is concave mirror will act as a convex lens. I mean, when you draw the ray diagram, concave mirror ray diagram will be somewhat equal to the convex lens. Convex mirror is equal to concave lens. If you know this theory, more than enough. Okay, now tell me, always if you need to obtain a diminished image, what is the lens you have to use? Always, if you need a diminished image, what is the lens you need to use? Concave. Okay, Prashant. So, concave lens is equal to what? Convex mirror.
Convex.
So, the answer will be convex mirror and concave lens. That is answer number 1. 1. So, this is the basic theory. Concave mirror is equal to convex lens. Convex mirror is equal to the concave lens. Okay. Consider the following statement regarding enzymes. Increase the rate of biochemical reaction, correct? That they we discussed.
Yes.
Special protein, correct? Can destroy at high temperatures, also correct. So the answer is A, B, C, all. Okay, next one. Melting point of a compound is -78. Boiling point is -33.
Melting point of compound B is 801. Boiling point is 143. Right. We have things now. What are the three states of matter? Can someone please tell me? I mean, these are baby questions, but yeah.
Solid, liquid, gas.
Solid, liquid, and gas. If someone has a positive boiling point, this is, I'm talking about degrees Celsius. Someone has a positive boiling point and a positive melting point, he will be a solid at room temperature. If someone has a positive boiling point and a negative melting point, he will be a liquid at room temperature, except for mercury. There is one exception, but normally you can know this. If both are negative, he's a gas. Now tell me, is A a solid, liquid, or gas? First tell me that.
Yes.
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 Yes. Okay, question is asking something else. I'm asking something else. Hurry. Now melting point. Is he a solid, liquid, or gas?
Solid.
Solid.
He's a solid. Right. Now we know there are two types of compound now. Ionic compound and covalent. Ionic compound is strong or covalent compound is strong? Just think, will you? Covalent.
Ionic.
Very good.
Compound.
Yeah,
Ionic
ionic
compound.
compounds are strong. Very good. Now, no one has a problem with have chlorophyll. They should be living. So, because of that, can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Someone's mic.
Yeah, right. Okay. So now, out of parenchyma and collenchyma, who has intercellular spaces? Parenchyma, collenchyma.
Collenchyma.
One or two?
One.
One. Good. Because in collenchyma, intracellular spaces are less, but the specialty in collenchyma is the end of the cell wall is thickened with cellulose. Mainly, if you are talking about intracellular spaces, we talk about parenchyma. 10 LED lamps, 9 watt. How many bulbs?
10 LED bulbs.
10 LED bulbs.
10.
Good. Right. So now, energy is equal to power into time. Power 9 watts. A wage bulbs kiyadda 10 watt. But answers are given in kilowatt. So therefore I divide by 1000. What is the time? 5 hours. But for how many days? 30 days. So this is the maths here. So here 1, 2, 9, 5, 5 3s are 15, 15 into 9 divided by 1000. That is 45. 1335 divided by 1000. That is 0.135. Is there an answer like that?
No, sir.
I think I had to do this all. Wait.
So it's 13.
There is no answer. So this is all. Oh, no, wait. 29.
So it's 13.5.
Did I make a mistake somewhere? 5 hours for 30 days, 9 watts. Wait. 5 hours, 30 days, 9 watts.
Sir,
Did I make a mistake somewhere?
The 10
Yeah.
bulbs, sir.
Yeah, 10 bulbs. I took it here. Or did I go wrong? Wait. Power is 9 watt. 9. No, multiply by anything.
Sir, I guess you didn't cut the
Don't
10 and the
Calculation
1000.
is wrong.
Sorry.
Down to 0 want to be cut off. Divided by 1000, right?
You didn't cut the zeros from the 1000.
1000.
Right. Okay. So then this will be 5 3s are 15 into 9. Yeah, 135. So yeah, correct. So this is 135 divided by 10. That is 13.5. Right. So here 13.5 first answer. When an immersion heater is connected to 12 volt power supply, current is flowed. What is the power? P equal to VI. So 12 into 5. I think there was no answer for this. 60. There is no answer to this. Okay. Next one. Dried fish. Observe the following diagram related to digestion of certain nutrition of dried fish. Dried fish converted to polypeptide. Now, polypeptide is the monomer of what? Carbohydrate or protein or lipid or what?
Protein.
Protein. Right.
Okay.
So, where are proteins digested? Mainly, first digestion takes place where?
In the mouth.
Stomach.
In the energy release. So this answer is out. This answer is out. So if energy is released, products have a lesser amount of energy than the reactor. Answer is the first one. Right. Now this one I explained the other day. Current is induced in the circuit. Current will be induced when there is a relative motion between the magnet and the coil. One thing is you keep the coil stationary,
Excuse me,
move
sir.
the magnet. Yes. Yes. Tell. Keep the magnet stationary and you move the coil. If you keep both of them at rest, there will be no current. Sometimes the magnet is inside the coil. At rest, then also no current. So here, magnet is moved into the coil only. Only nisa. Now, magnet can be moved towards the coil, you get a current. Magnet moving away from the coil, you get a current. As long as there is a motion, there is current. So, only nisa, this is wrong. Away from the coil only is wrong. Magnet is kept at rest inside the coil. No. Magnet or coil. Move in. Because of that, this is wrong. Two situations when the magnet is moved into the coil and away from the coil, both you will get current. So answer is answer number 4. I hope this is clear. Theory is there should be a motion between the two. Then again, sometimes both can move. That also can happen. What is the number of atomic moles of oxygen in hydrogen peroxide? Now, someone tell me the molar mass of hydrogen peroxide.
34.
32, 34. Good. So, what is the number of moles of H2O2? 68 divided by 34. That is how much? 2 moles, no? So, 1 mole of H2O2. Yeah, so someone was asking me what is molar mass. Now, molar mass is capital M. That is relative atomic mass. When we give a unit to relative atomic mass, we call it molar mass. Okay. So now can someone tell me, in 1 mole of H2O2, how many moles of oxygen atoms are there? 1 mole of H2O2, how many moles of oxygen atoms are there? 2. Very good. So in 2 moles of H2O2, how many moles of oxygen should be there? 4. So the answer is 4. Answer number 3. Okay. Following are 3 simple experiments to identify gases. Introduce a glowing splinter to the gas sample, glowing with a bright flame. Now we discussed this, neither. So what is this? This is oxygen. Sending
Oxygen.
gas through lime water. Good, oxygen. Sending gas through lime water turns into milky, then turns colorless when you send further.
Carbon dioxide.
Right. So then that will be carbon dioxide. Gas sample burns with a pop sound. Pop sound is there for what?
Hydrogen gas.
Hydrogen. Good. So answer is oxygen, carbon dioxide, and hydrogen. That will be answer number 1. Now here, following diagram is used to study photosynthesis. ABC shows the idea that is introduced by 2 students for the conditions that can be tested. Now using this, can you test for light in photosynthesis?
No.
No.
Why no? Now when you say no, there should be a reason. When you say yes, there should be yes. Someone said yes. Why yes? How can you do that?
Is it because of an aquatic plant is used?
Okay, so because of an aquatic plant, what is the problem? No, maybe you are trying to say something that I don't know. That's why I'm asking. Now, in an aquatic plant, what is the problem?
So because this is used to find the oxygen and we need sunlight to do the photosynthesis.
Now here,
If I keep it in light, photosynthesis will take place. Now, if I keep it in dark, photosynthesis will not take place. So I can identify the effect of light on photosynthesis. Neither. Can't I?
Yeah.
Now, in this situation, man light එකක් ගහලා photosynthesis වෙනවද නැද්ද කියන බලනවා. Same situation එකම I take this entire setup and keep it in a dark room and check whether photosynthesis is taking place or not. So in that case, photosynthesis will not take place. So therefore, I can come to a conclusion saying that light is needed for photosynthesis. Anisa, make it true. You can check. Release of oxygen as gas as a byproduct for photosynthesis. You can check, no? You can take this gas and you can insert this glowing splinter, and if it burns, very good, it's oxygen. So A and B, both statements are correct. Answer is answer number 3. Right here, now tell me, who is the more reactive one, A or B? First tell me that. We'll go simple, will you?
B.
No, I'm asking in the activity series, who's on top, A or B?
Yeah, I have it.
A. So A will be anode or cathode?
Anode.
Anode.
B is cathode.
Anode.
So if A is anode, is it positive or negative in electrochemical cell?
Negative.
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 Don't mix that up. In electrolytic cell,
Negative.
anode is positive, but here anode is negative. Cathode is positive. Right. Now we'll do. Now this is electron movement is A to B. Current movement is
B
A
to
to
A.
B or B to A? B to A.
B
Very
to
good.
A.
Very good. A electrode is copper,
B
B
to
is zinc.
A.
Right, B to A, good. Now A is copper and B is zinc. Do you
Wrong.
agree with this?
No.
Wrong. Wrong. Next. A is anode, B is cathode. Is it correct or wrong?
Correct.
First one is wrong,
Correct.
second one is correct. Reduction take place in A and oxidation take place in B. You
No.
can always remember like this, N-ox. Okay, oxidation takes place at the anode, N-ox, and red carpet. That's how we, N-ox, oxidation at anode, reduction will take place at the cathode, red carpet. N-ox and red carpet, okay? So reduction will take place in B, oxidation will take place in A. So this is wrong. Standard direction of current is A to B. Wrong, no, you all itself told me it's B to A. So therefore it's wrong. Correct answer is answer number 2. Out of these metals, which metal is applied on iron to protect from corrosion as anodic protection? Now, if we need to protect iron from corrosion, we should plate it with a metal above iron or below iron in the electrochemical series.
Above iron.
Above.
The ones
Above
above iron. Now tell me the ones above iron. Zinc, is it above iron?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes. Tin, is it above iron?
No.
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 Nickel, is it above iron?
Yes.
It-
Kai bala, nickel? Nickel is
Yes, sir.
nickel is
Yes.
sir.
nickel is above iron, no?
Yes.
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 So A and C answer is answer number 2. What is the most suitable solution for fuel crisis? Now I want to see how you all are thinking. What answers you all put for this?
First one.
First one, decrease fuel consumption by increasing fuel price. So you think that now we have a fuel crisis in the country, okay? And I want to combat this fuel price, and because of that, my fuel price increase kara. Increase kara, the rich will always buy, you know. Now the rich always has money. Okay, so rich will always buy. So will that, is it a good this thing? Any other answers you all had put?
Fourth one.
Fourth one is the best answer. You can use renewable energy resources. That is the long-term plan. The best one is to use the renewable energy resources. Okay. So answer is the fourth one. 40th one, student near the front of a house in a rainy day. Now also it's thundering. Rainy day. Heard a huge thundering sound 2 seconds after seeing light. You all know this reason, right? because velocity of light is fast. First you see the lightning, and then you hear the thunder. What should be the most suitable action? Okay, now you're going on the road, or you are just outside the house. You have to face this. Now, what's the first thing you will do? Oh, mama, I'm going to photo Instagram story. Is it? දැන් කටිය නම් ඔහොම කරයි.
No.
දැන් කටිය නම් ඔහොම කරයි. Now, what is the best thing that you can do when you are in a situation like this? You have to go inside.
Going to the home.
Yes, you have to go inside, or you have to go to some shelter. That is the best thing. Okay, so you close the door and go inside. Answer is answer number 2. Right. So that's the end of what we needed to discuss today. Does anyone have any problem with any of the MCQs that we discussed today?
So I have a doubt. In the
Yes.
36th question, does
36.
that mean, so for photosynthesis to happen, sunlight is essential, but even if we have like some sort of a light, does that mean the photosynthesis would take place?
Yes. Any sort of light, photosynthesis will take place. It's not necessarily sunlight.
Okay, so what if they give
think
us
like
like
this.
blue light? What if
Sorry?
they give us like something like blue light and red light? Any kind of light, if any kind of light is shown? Yeah.
That of course, at your level, you don't need. There is in aerial biology, there is for red, I think it has lesser threshold, and blue has a higher threshold. I'm not pretty sure. Komat, either red or blue, photosynthesis will take place better in one of them. But any source of light at your level, just know that any source of light, you have photosynthesis good to go. Because now imagine you have an indoor plant. Now people, this thing indoor plant now. So from where do those plants get light? It is from the light that we all know in the night. Yeah, is that clear now? At
Yes, sir.
your
Yes,
level,
sir.
just know that any source of light is a good sign for photosynthesis. Okay?
Yes, sir. Got
Any
it.
other question?
So can you please explain the 8th question again?
Eighth one. One minute. Yeah. So which compound releases H plus? Now, if someone releases H plus, he is an acid or base. First, tell me that.
Acid.
Yeah, he's an acid. You're okay now with that? By fractional ionization. Fractional ionization is partial ionization. So if an acid undergoes partial ionization, acid should be strong or weak?
Weak.
Weak. So out of the 4 answers, who is the weak acid? H2CO3. HNO3 nitric acid is strong. H2SO4 sulfuric acid is strong. HCl hydrochloric acid is also strong. H2CO3 carbonic acid is weak.
sir.
Yes. Yes, tell. Yes.
How to check weak and strong acid?
How to check weak and strong acid? You need to know the list. There is no way you can check. Now, according to your syllabus, the strong acids are HCl, H2SO4, HNO3, only those 3. The weak acids are carbonic acid, H2CO3, then H2SO3, then phosphoric acid also, maybe it's too much for you. Only carbonic acid, then H2SO3 are weak acid. Similarly for bases, you have the list in the textbook. Strong bases are like KOH, NaOH. They are the strong bases. Weak bases are like sodium bicarbonate, NaHCO3, KHCO3. They are the weak bases. Understood? There is a list. You can check. I think it's in your grade.
Can you explain
11.
question?
Eighth question.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Yes.
so is it given in the book as strong acids and weak acids?
Yes, it's given in the book, grade 11, okay, part 2, I think it's the 2nd or 3rd unit. Just check. In grade 11, it's there. The list is there.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, someone wanted some question to discuss. That's a question.
8th one.
Yeah, okay. So I think that is ending. We'll just have a very fast run through the paper 2. Now, always in the paper 2, because I could not, focus on your paper 2. First question is on biosphere, right? A level, sorry, I'm talking about O level, always the first question is on biosphere, right? So this is also on biosphere. And most of the questions that are given here is common sense. Now here, in looking at this picture, we'll just do only the first part and say, try to changes that is done by human on this environment. You can see a paddy field, no? So that is destruction to natural vegetation. That is one thing. And you can see this front, just give me 1 minute. Yeah, so here, what are the changes that are done by human? First thing is this paddy field. Paddy field is not natural. It's something that's created by humans. And the second thing is cutting down of this tree in the front. So like that only, you can see they are very common sense questions. So, and then you will get one biology question, second question, third question will be a chemistry question, fourth question will be a physics question. Okay, and then you have your essay paper. Essay paper, first one will be biology, then full biology, second one will be full chemistry, third one will be full physics, then the fourth one will be half biology and half physics, then the next one will be half chemistry, half physics. Okay, I mean, you have the answers also here. So when you're choosing questions for paper 2, I think you have to choose 4 questions out of, if I'm not mistaken, out of, that is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so out of 5, you have to choose 4 questions now. So you have to leave only 1 question now. So which question you are going to leave, think twice, think thrice, which question you are going to leave. And after that only, you try to, leave the question. So all in all, science is a subject that you can score marks, right? You can easily, wait, you have put something in the chat. For weak acid, is it correct? H2C2O4. Yes, it's correct. But that is in your A levels. Maybe you would have found, now that is correct, oxalic acid. Hydrogen oxalic acid. So that is correct. But then at your level, I don't know whether you need C2O4, but it's correct. For strong acid, HI will come. Yes, strong acids, HI. I mean, if you have H ion together with group 7 elements, that is HCl. HF is weak. This is in your, at your current level, only 3 questions should be chosen. Thank you for telling me that. So at your current level, what is this? HI is strong, HCl is strong. It was a HF. Don't think about HF now. It is a weak acid. The reason you will learn it later, right? For now, HCl, HF, H2SO4, HNO3. These are the strong acids. Next one, acetic acid is a weak acid. Correct. H2, acetic acid, CH3, CWH. It is a weak acid. That's correct. All right. Would you recommend us to do 4? Ane, don't go to do that. As an extra question in the final exam, yes, you have to choose 3. Thank you for telling. Out of the 5 questions, you have to choose 3. So you have the full this thing to leave out 2 questions. And now here, one is asking, would you recommend us to do 4 questions? Please don't do 4 questions because now imagine you are doing 4 questions. Now out of what is this? 1 question will carry you 20 marks. Neither is it still 20? one essay question is how many marks?
20 marks.
20.
Yeah,
20. Perfect. So imagine first question out of 20, you get 15. Second question, 15. Third question, you get only 3 marks. Fourth question, you get 15. So in the paper panel, they mark the first 3 questions in the order you have written. Antima question, they strike it off. They don't even read it. So in a place where you had to score that 15 marks, you're scoring only 3. Aparadhane, so don't go through things like that. You have to choose 3 out of 5. Now you all are given this extra 10 minutes reading time also, no? So use that time. You all are given that, no? Yeah, we were given. You all also given, no? Yeah. So use that extra 10 minutes reading time. Now, structured essay, you have to do all the questions, no? There is no choice in that. Done not that, you have to do all the questions, no? But in your essay paper, take some time, think, okay. Now, if I do this question, out of 20, can I score more than 10? Now, more than 10 is a good mark, no? 10 out of 20, 50%, no? Can I score more than 10? Okay. So you analyze the 4 questions. Maybe you take 2 to 3 minutes. Now, paper eka gatta gamamma, first thing is, I'm telling you all with experience, right? As soon as you get the paper, I will explain about this fractionalization, right? Just give me. So as soon as you get your paper, turn the pages and check whether all the pages have been properly printed, right? There are situations where pages have not been printed and children have not seen it and they have missed question. So first check whether all pages are printed, and after that, now don't look at the, now if I am a candidate, I will not look at the structured essay because structured essay man komat karanna one. So I'll just have a look at the essay, just run through the essay on what topics have they asked. Question with the least marks. Now that of course, least mark question, it depends on your panel. Now, if your panel is a very good person, they will mark all the 4 questions and cut the one with the lowest mark. But if we get a very tough panel, then they will cut the last question. So we will not take that risk. Huh? Sometimes they do that, but we will not take that risk neither. Yeah, what I was talking here is, what is I talking? Yeah, check whether everything is printed, and after that, you just skim through. Okay, this question they have asked about the respiratory system. This physics question they have asked about the what are the forces. So just like that, you just skim through and see, okay, have I studied this enough to get marks? So that is okay. So like that you can do.